जाने क्या हो रहा यहाँ। हम कहाँ पढ़े लगी?
Menarik. Mungkin saya juga lah dari
Hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
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 Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay,
Good evening,
so yeah, good evening. So today we have our first session for statistics one. So how is it going till now for you all guys?
Sir, it is great.
Amazing.
Are you okay?
It's going great, sir.
Sir, it's my
Yeah,
first
the course is quite easy to follow.
first week is easy, sir.
A little bit of understanding is required. If you say for quite easy, then I don't know.
Okay. So are you able to grasp the concept covered in the lecture?
Yes,
So there
sir.
is a little
Yes,
difference
sir.
between discrete value and continuous value.
Yes, a little bit doubt.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Little doubt. Yeah.
Sir, actually,
Okay.
I've not attended any of the classes yet. Because
Which classes?
the lectures I've not attended. Like I was busy till now, so I have no idea, no clue how this goes, and we have to go through.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we have some office hours this time as well. Every Monday to Friday from 2 to 4. The instructors will be available here so you can come and interact with us. Like, if you have
Sir,
not
your
covered the
voice is
content.
echoing.
Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so this time we also have office hours going on, like every Monday to Friday from 2 to 4. The instructors would be available in a meeting link. It's all added to your calendar, you all can check. So you can, like, if you haven't covered the content before today's session, you can do it later on, like tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and then you can come to that session to discuss. But feel free to attend today's session as well to participate in discussion. Maybe that would help you in understanding. Okay.
Sir, will those be like
Yes, sir.
doubt sessions?
Yeah, regular DAO session like we are having
Oh,
today.
okay. Every day?
So every day from Monday to Friday. Yeah. So it's possible that all of you might not be able to get your doubts clarified today, or some of you might not have even covered the content. So you might watch the lectures tonight, so you might have doubt, so you can come tomorrow and ask. Okay, I would request you all to keep yourself on mute unless and until you want to share something with all of us. Okay, so moving forward, let's start with lecture 1. I think we can do that. So have you all understood what is sample population and how to distinguish between the two?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Any,
sir.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Any confusion that anyone?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
So not in sample and population, but I have a little bit doubt in description and interference. So would you please
descriptive
highlight that?
inference. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt in this question number 3.
Question number 3. Okay, descriptive and inferential, right? Okay, we will do that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I happen to have doubt in the levels of measurement, like the ordinal, nominal, and the scales of measurement. So more resources for that stuff would be helpful.
Sir, I have doubt in numerical and continuous variable and numerical and discrete variable.
Okay,
Sir,
we will cover that.
Then discrete.
I have doubt in discrete and continuous variable.
I have doubt in discrete and continuous.
I have doubt in internal ratio.
and cross-sectional data.
I have doubt in variables.
Okay, so we will go lecture by lecture. So in
Alright.
yeah, so in first so in the first lecture, I
Sir, I
think
have doubt in
yeah,
observation.
okay. Okay, so in the first lecture, okay, we will go lecture by lecture and try to cover all of them. So in the first
Sorry,
lecture, there are
I have a technical doubt.
okay.
I didn't get link for the discussion forum, and when I clicked on the forum, so it is showing that you are not permitted to use the forum. I mailed the support at IIT team as well, but then they said we'll look into it, and there's no response yet.
Okay, can you ping me your email ID in the chat box? Like I can add you to the forum.
Just to add to the point,
Yeah.
the discussion forum is valid for the email ID which the person have access. That only added to the forum.
Yeah. The email ID you are using to access the portal is the one which through which you can access the discussion forum. That thing you need to take care of. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, we also have another lecture at 7 p.m. And it also says that this lecture will continue to 8 p.m. So what should we do?
From 7 to
7 to 8, it shows a read with us virtual
It's a
session.
reading session. It's not mandatory.
okay. So that's these both are these live sessions. So both will be YouTube streamed as well. So you can like ask your statistics doubt before 7 here, or you can uh, attend that read with us session on the YouTube later on if you don't have any doubts there. So you can manage the two within this thing. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's start with the session. So okay. So the first thing we had is sample and population. So are you all clear with the sample and population thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So that's clear.
Okay. And the problem which you guys are facing is identifying descriptive and inferential, right?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So descriptive, okay. In general, what does descriptive means? It means you are either describing the data set or you are kind of summarizing it? So suppose let's say all of you, like I have taken some data of, let's say, all of you who are present in this session. Okay, so I can have some name over here, and I can also have like names may not be unique in sometimes. So suppose I take your roll numbers, name, and number of courses you are enrolled in. Okay, so let's say there I have data for, suppose, okay, yeah, let's say I have data for 100 of you. Okay, suppose I have data for 100 of you. Okay, so on the basis of these 100 observations only, like I am telling about only these 100 students, I am talking about only these 100 students now. Like the maximum number of subjects taken by any of these 100 students is 4. Minimum number of subject is 1. And on an average, like if I take the average of number of courses taken by these 100 students, like some might have taken 2 courses, 3, 1, 4. If I take average of these values, let's say it's coming out to be 2. So these value, maximum value, like maximum number of courses taken by a student, minimum number of courses taken by a student, average number of courses taken by student, and I am only talking about this data set, which consists of
मेरे को वो भी देखो वो सुन रहा हूँ मैं तो इसमें
100 participants, right? So in general, what I am doing is I am trying to summarize or describe this data. I am only talking about these 100 participants. So it is descriptive statistics. Any doubt in this, anyone?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
no, sir.
So is it clear with descriptive statistics?
Sir, please can you
Yes,
repeat
sir.
it again?
Okay. Think.
Can you repeat one more time?
Yeah, we will do it. Okay. Okay. I think we can. Okay. Okay. Suppose in general there are, let's say, 1,000 students enrolled in statistics 1. Okay. Let's assume there are 1,000 students enrolled in the statistics 1 course. Of these 100,000 students, let's say I have taken a sample, and my sample is all the students who are present in this today's sessions. Okay. Let's say I have data of, let's say, around 200 students for now. Okay, so from these 200 students I have taken some information, like in how many courses you are enrolled in. So some students might be enrolled in 1 course, some might be enrolled in 2 courses, some might be enrolled in 4 courses, 3 courses, and so on, right? So if I talk about only these 200 students, so I might say that on an average each student is enrolled in 2 courses. Like average number of courses taken by any student is 2 courses. So in general, I'm talking about only this data set. But if on the basis of these 200 students, I am predicting about 1,000 students, like I have the information about these 200 students, and on the basis of it, I am saying that all the students who are enrolled in statistics 1, on an average, they are doing, let's say, 2.5 courses or something. So when I am talking about only these 200 students, it's like I am describing this data set only, so it's descriptive statistics. But when on the basis of this data set I am predicting something about all the students enrolled in statistics 1, that is all the 1000 students, it is inferential because we are making some conclusion or inference about my population, right? Any doubt in this, anyone, or shall we proceed with some other
Sir,
examples or something?
sir,
Yeah.
you mean to say that these 200 students who have been, which we have taken as a sample, represent 1000 students who have enrolled in statistics?
Yeah, like these 200 students are all those who are present in today's session, so I'm assuming all of you are enrolled in statistics 1.
Sir, can we imagine inferential statistics without sample?
No, okay. So inferential statistics, okay. Some key difference is that in the inferential statistics, so in the inferential statistics, what we do is we have some sample, okay. In this case, we have a sample of 200 students, right? On the basis of this sample, we predict something about our population. Predict, or you can say conclude, or you can say infer something about our population. So whenever we use our sample to talk about, or conclude, make some conclusion about our population, that comes under inferential statistics. But in descriptive statistics, it doesn't matter which data you are given. Either you are given sample data or you are given population data. It doesn't matter like which data is it, because we are not going to conclude anything. We are only gonna summarize the given data set. So if I have data of these 200 students, I can summarize that. Or if I have my complete population of 1000 students, I can summarize that as well, right? So descriptive statistics you can perform on any data set, but for inferential statistics, we perform on sample data set to predict something about our population.
Means sample.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Clear.
Yeah.
So when is the analysis called reliable?
Reliable. Okay. Okay, we'll come to reliable. Is this descriptive inferential thing? Okay, I just ask one by one so I can hear it.
So, sir, sample is necessary to predict data.
Sample is necessary
To predict data.
to predict about population.
Sorry.
Okay, so sample is necessary to predict about population, right? Without sample, you cannot say anything about our population.
Sir, can I
Can't
ask a
we
doubt?
use inferential methods for predicting things, like inferential methods on a population?
No, okay. So if you use inferential methods on your population, what will you infer about? If you already know everything about your population, there is nothing to conclude or predict about, right? Everything is known to me. So inferential statistics we generally use. Suppose I want to, I want to conclude something about, okay, let's say we have conducted an exam, or let's say class 10th mathematics exam. It's conducted all over India. Okay, so it's not possible for you to get the data of all the students in India, like marks of all the students in this mathematics exam in India. So what you can do is you can collect some sample, and based on your sample, you can predict about all the students who appear for this exam all over India. So collecting sample might be easier for you than go and collect data for all the students who have appeared in this exam all over India, right? So inferential is something when we are not able to collect the population data completely. So we find it easier to collect some sample, and based on that predict, like there are various methods to predict efficiently and accurately about our population. So that's inferential statistics.
So, sir, we cannot use inferential methods on the population. On the population, it will always be descriptive, right?
Yeah, because if you already know everything about population, there is nothing we need to predict. We know everything already, right?
Okay.
Sir, if we are drawing conclusion from whole population, then it becomes descriptive. statistic.
Yeah, because if you have whole population, in general, you are just summarizing it. You are not predicting anything, right?
Thank you.
Sir, then it won't be reliable data, right, for inferential statistics?
Reliable data, okay, I will come to that. So, okay, reliable data is something, okay, in statistics, there are a lot of techniques to do sampling which makes our collected sample reliable. Okay, I will give you an example. Uh, suppose you want in a school, consider a school, okay? In a school, you have conducted some exam. Okay, let's say there are some 1,000 students in a school. So suppose it's not possible for you to collect the data for all these 1,000 students or the marks of all these 1,000 students in an examination. So what we can do is we can randomly select any 200 students and then uh, do some inferential statistics. But before that, we need to be careful while selecting these 200 students, because if all the 200 students selected are already the good ones, right? Already the ones who are used to get high marks in the previous exam. So in that case, your collected sample is not reliable because you have selected one specific proportion, specific crowd of students who used to score high in examinations already, or some specific crowd of students who used to score low in the examination. So to keep your sample a bit reliable, what you will do is you will take some of students from the lower category, some from the average, and some from the topper category, right? So if I take some 200 students, like 60-70 from lower one, 60-70 from average, and remaining 60-70 from the topper one, that means my sample would be a good one to proceed further for inferential statistics, right?
If we take out some
Yes.
random people, then
Thank you.
Sir, this doubt, all are almost all are having the same doubt, sir. Supposing,
yeah, it would
sir,
happen.
I am vanilla. Sir,
Yeah.
this doubt only I am also having. That is why I am interfering. Sorry for it.
Yes.
Sir, supposing population is very small, and if at all we are deriving some conclusion or decision making, will it come under inferential statistics, or it cannot be, sir?
If your
That
population
is
is
a doubt
small,
all are having. Yeah, very small, and I can collect the data also.
yeah,
And with the data available, that descriptive data, I can infer, I can make some decisions on the basis of that data. Whether that decision will come under inferential statistics, or we cannot go for inferential statistics without sample. That is the doubt for everybody, I think.
no, if you have already, okay, so inferential statistics is when you predict or conclude something about your population, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you already have your population data, it means everything is known to you about population, right? So why would you make any
No,
conclusion?
no,
You
available
already,
data, some four fields are available. With that
yeah.
available data, I can infer and I can conclude, or I can derive some decisions on the basis of that available data. Whether that portion will come under inferential statistics, or only on the sample inferential statistics will operate. That is the main doubt for everybody, I think, in our class.
No, no. Okay. So as far as you are saying that you have the population data, and on the basis
Yeah,
of this, you are trying to make some decisions, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
the
So
available data set, we can infer something and conclude something. So that will come under inferential statistics, or only with sample that can be operated. That is the main doubt, sir.
okay. So okay, I think I got your doubt clearly now. Okay. So see, what happens is you are saying you have. Okay. So what she's trying to say, let me explain it to everyone. So she's saying that we have the population data. I know everything about the population, right?
Yes, sir.
Everything is known to us about the population, and on the
Yeah,
basis of it, you are trying to do some decision making. Like if you are in some government
yeah,
agency or something, you are trying to do some decision making. So will this
yeah,
decision making be inferential or descriptive? Is what she's
yeah.
asking, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Same doubt
So
already. All are asking in several questions for the past 2 days.
Okay, so
Because
yeah,
whenever population is very large and we are unable to collect it in one shot, means we can select a representative data from all over the categories, and we can make inferential statistics on the basis of sample. When our population is limited and all data, basic data to inferential statistics is available as a whole, whether I can do inferential statistics, that is our doubt.
okay, so decision making it's goes into a different field. It's not relevant to what descriptive or inferential is. Okay, so what happens is, okay, whenever there are some times when you are not aware of population, that you don't know what the
Yes, sir.
population average is, you don't know what the population median is, population mode is. Once all these things are known to us, that decision making I can do. That decision making depends on what agency and
Yeah.
what your motto are, right? So that comes into different field.
Yeah.
Inferential statistics means I am able to describe, or I am able to, predict unknowns of the population. If I don't know what is the average of my population
Oh,
data, so I use sample and
okay.
predict it. But if
With
I
that, I have to interpret. Okay, okay.
Yeah, but if I already
Uh-huh.
know everything about population, it means I know everything about population which you want to know: average, minimum,
Okay.
maximum, mode. After that decision making, that's something different. That's
Okay,
you
sir.
can do, like that's very subjective from
So
company to company,
whenever
right?
whole population data is not known and we are selecting sample and doing on that basis, that only will come under inferential statistics.
Yeah,
Right, sir?
yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Inferential
sir.
statistics, because for decision making thing, you need to know everything about population.
Okay.
And to know about population, sometimes we don't know, so we do some predicting and making conclusion using sample. So that's inferential statistics.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, sir,
Yeah,
if suppose I have past 10 years of stock data, and if I want to predict the tomorrow's price, so what will it be? Because I have the total population right now, whatever data I have, but I have to predict something. It's going to be descriptive, inferential, or something else.
it's gonna be time series data. It's something called as forecasting thing. Okay, so we will not cover that thing in statistics 1 for sure, but in statistics 2 you might see it.
Sir,
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 I
if
have
in a
doubt in
small
time series
village,
data regarding the.
Mhm.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
just okay. I think some of you. Okay, just raise your hand, everyone. Whoever have doubt, I will take your name and then unmute and ask, so everyone can get a chance to ask. Okay, I can see a lot of raised hand. Okay, Aditya, you can ask it out.
I was having that only doubt. When is the data, the analysis is reliable? And if
One
we
is
choose
analysis.
random,
Yeah.
if we choose some random people, as you said, na, if we have to choose some lower, some middle, and some toppers, and
Yeah.
in other case, if we choose some random people from there, then it will be reliable or not.
It depends. It depends because when you are doing randomly, right? You are doing some random selection, right? So
Yes,
it is
sir.
possible that your random selection might follow this criteria, right? Or it is also possible that your random selection is all from the toppers crowd, or some mix of topper and lower group only, not the average group, or some combination of average and lower group, not topper. So random selection
So the
is
answer should be
quite,
subjective, not objectively.
yeah, so random selection is quite uh, not much reliable sometimes, but yeah, it is. In statistics, when you deal with large data, we assume some random techniques are good, but yeah, there are also some good methods to do the sampling. We might cover this later in the, like, not in the statistics one, but later in other courses. There are a lot of sampling techniques as well, but yeah, for the statistics one, you need to follow that. We are every time we are doing the sampling, it's gonna be the random one. Yeah, but random sampling do have its pros and cons. So random sampling, it's first of all easy to do, right? I can randomly pick any 200. I need not to care about any criteria or something. But on the other hand, there are some disadvantages of random sampling as well, because I might not get good reliable sample all the times. So that's the con for it. So one thing we can do is, we can, instead of being, totally reliable on one random sample, I can take 5 random samples. So I have this 200 set of students, this 200, there might be some common students in the two group, so don't worry about that. Suppose five people goes to this school, and each of you select a different sample of 200 students, and then on the basis of this, like, we can do some statistics and conclude better. But yeah, random won't be reliable all the times. But for statistics one part, you need to stick to random sampling only.
Thank you.
Is it clear? Aditya,
We
is it
can say
clear?
it is reliable sometime and it is not reliable sometime.
Yeah,
So
for
it is not very sharp and
yeah,
questionable answer.
yeah, but for this course, you need to assume that it's a good one.
It means it's reliable only, no?
Yeah, for now you can assume it to be a good reliable source of sampling.
Thank you.
Okay, next one is Aryan. You have any doubt?
Yes, sir. I have some doubts. Like
Yeah.
the first doubt, like the first doubt I have is based on the numerical continuous variable and numerical discrete variable.
Okay, we will come to that. You have any doubt in descriptive, inferential,
No,
sample,
I
and
don't have
population?
any doubt. It's very basic.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will come. Next
Yeah.
is Surabhi. You have any doubt?
I have a slight doubt on difference between discrete and continuous variables.
Okay, we'll come to that. Okay, so whoever have doubt in descriptive inferential statistics, only those people raise hand for now.
Sir, I have doubt in that.
Yeah, please ask.
Sir,
Activity
I
one.
also.
Activity one, question number 3.
Activity
Yes, sir.
1,
Doubt.
question 3. Okay. Okay, let me. Is my screen visible?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, is it
No, sir.
visible now?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's visible
Yes, sir.
now.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sorry to
Visible.
interrupt.
Yeah.
Are we going to the activity questions, or you will create the conceptual doubt first and then you will go to the activity question?
We are going for conceptual doubt first and then coming to the activity. So we just
So,
covered the concept of descriptive and
because I have
inferential.
one conceptual doubt and that's the reason for my question.
Okay. Is it in related to this descriptive inferential statistics?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. What's your doubt?
Okay. See, let me assume I have the data of all the statistics students of the current term,
Yeah.
their examination scores, for example.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be the population data, right?
Right. It
Okay,
depends
so
on
with this
what's your motive. Like if you're only
sorry, okay.
concerned about statistics one student, so yeah, that would be your
Yeah,
population.
only concerned about statistics one. I
Yeah.
have the examination marks of all the statistics one students of this term.
Okay.
Okay, and then with this data, I am correlating the data of the previous term, and I am saying that whomever have scored 90% or above will take the statistician path to become a statistician. So what this is going to be, does it fall under statistics? I mean, inferential or descriptive, or it is something else?
Okay. So to know that you might have, okay, so it depends on what data you have. Do you have the data of the student, their marks, and whatever part they are taking?
I have only the marks of the students
Okay.
of the current term, and I have the marks of the students of the last term who were 90% and who took the career of statistician.
Okay, so you know about in the previous term, like whoever student scored this marks took the statistician path, something
Yes,
like that.
99% of them took the career path of statistician.
Okay.
And I am saying that this term also these people will take that path. So what does that mean? I mean, which part of statistics it is?
Okay, so in general here you are trying to something, predicting about their career paths based on, so that's okay. So in general that's you are describing your data, right? Because okay, let me share my screen.
Because I'm dealing with the population here.
Yeah, you already know the population, right? It's just like you are
Yes.
categorizing it. Okay.
Yes.
So let's say, okay, so you have this previous term data, right? And along in which you have student marks and their career path, right?
Yes, sir.
So on the basis of this, you might have know something that whoever scored greater than 90 marks goes to statistician part, whoever scored in between 70 to 90 go to that part, right?
True, sir.
So now you have this term data, right? This student and their marks, right?
Right, sir.
And you are trying to know their path. So
yes, sir.
In general, you are just describing it. Okay, so suppose if this student has scored greater than 90 marks, I would say I'm just putting it into one category that he will take statistician path. If this student has scored 65 marks, he will go to some other path, let's say path 2 or something, right? So in general, you are making, you are just categorizing it. It's neither descriptive or inferential. It can become inferential if you assign some probability thing to it, but yeah, it's again some different field we talked about, decision making. We will cover that
This
soon
is
in the,
just a suggestion, isn't it, sir?
yeah. Yeah, these are just not just a session. He's trying to predict something. So that's again the decision making thing. So
So,
it's
sorry,
also
sir. Sorry to
possible
interrupt. Yeah.
whoever scored greater than 90 marks, you are saying that there are 90% chance that they will take statistician path and 10% chance that he will take some other path, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's something probability comes into the role. So we will cover
Okay.
those things later on. But yeah, it's something decision making, not descriptive or inferential.
Okay. So
It
with
would,
this, can I safely assume that when I have a data of all the population,
yeah,
so it is always going to be descriptive. Can I
yeah,
make this conclusion?
yeah. Because okay, so what's the purpose of inferential statistics according to you? Why we use inferential
Sir, isn't
statistics?
this a forecasting?
Yeah, that's the forecasting decision making thing,
Predictive
probabilistic models
analysis.
covering it. Yeah, that thing we will cover from week 7 onwards.
So, I
Sir,
mean,
I have a
at this stage,
question.
I mean, I can safely assume that when I have all the data of a population and I'm trying to something out of it, it is always descriptive.
Yeah, okay. So what's the purpose of inferential statistics according to you? Why we use inferential statistics?
To make some decision.
Okay.
Sir, can I quote one example?
Yeah, sure.
So like during the COVID-19 times, one vaccine, let's say it is invented by the scientist. Now the scientists want to check that whether it will be effective or not. For that they have taken a sample, like let's say they have taken 100 people and they have tested the vaccine over them. And from that they have seen that let's say it is 90% of effective. So from like this way only we use inferential statistics in daily life.
Yeah. So on the basis of that sample, you are concluding something about population. Yeah.
So it's something
But
related to decision making, right?
something related to decision making, yeah. But if we already know population, in general, it's not probabilistic decision making. It's like we know that it's gonna happen, right? So let's say,
Can I take an example?
like the COVID-19 example he said, right? In the
That is
sample, let's
also
say we
falling
have
under descriptive statistics.
no.
Sorry, inferential. That is inferential, yeah.
Yeah, on the basis of result of these 100 participants or patients, I am concluding about my all the population, like whether my vaccine be effective on complete population or not. But if I
That is
already know,
inferential.
Yeah, but if I have already given the vaccine to complete population and then I'm observing, it's like I already know that it's gonna be effective or not, right? There is not some probability, not some prediction coming into the play. It's like I already know that it's effective or not if I have given it to my complete population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
whenever you
that I understood. So the example which I gave, I mean, it comes under descriptive, right?
yeah, it comes under
Like the
descriptive.
statistics marks of the current term based on which I mean, assuming or I'm predicting that, I mean, these people will take this path
Not
based on the
prediction path.
previous.
It's like you are just categorizing it. Let's assume
Okay.
that whoever scored greater than 90 marks takes the statistics path. In general, you are categorizing it. But if you assign some probability to it, we will cover that later on. But yeah, for
Okay.
now it's descriptive. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, sir.
In inference statistics, normally the conclusions don't generate tables, right?
Conclusions, yeah, it could be anything. It could be anything. It depends on whatever you want to know about.
Sir,
So
descriptive.
the first part of his example is inferential, right? Means where he had concluded the above 90% students take statistics.
Mommy, talk
Sir.
Okay, let's go one by one for now. Okay, just
The conclusions coming from
Excuse me, sir.
inferential statistic is 100% true.
inferential statistics is never 100% true.
I have a doubt in
Sir, for
activity
descriptive,
question
we say we
1.1.
can perform
Okay.
descriptive statistics on either the whole population or a sample.
Yeah,
But again, we
because
say,
you can describe it, any data set.
but again, we say if we are performing something on sample and referring it to whole population, it is inferential. So
Yeah.
if we are performing some on the basis of on sample, it only applies to that particular sample if it is descriptive.
Okay, so suppose this is your sample data set, right? If you are describing it, it's descriptive. If you are using this to conclude something about your population data,
Okay.
it's inferential, right? And inferential statistics do involve descriptive statistics within, because first you describe your this data set, right? First you describe it and then you conclude it.
Sir, suppose there is a
Inferential
class of
include.
100 students, and
Yeah.
out of that only 99 students data is we have taken 99 student data, okay, and only
Okay.
one student data we have not taken. So in that case, can we use that as a sample, 99 student as a sample, because the population is 100?
It depends. Like it up to you if you want to, drop your population size to 99. It's not necessary you take 100. You can work out with 99. You can assume that there are only 99 students. Or if you want to know the average marks of all the 100 students, then you can use this sample of these 99 students and predict about the 100 students.
Excuse me, sir.
So there are different ways you can pursue.
Excuse me,
Sir,
sir.
I am doubting time series data.
So
Time
I'm a
series
bit
data we
short
will
of
come
time.
later. Yeah.
I have to leave. So I have this doubt in a scale of measurement. Um, Originally, I did not understand interval of measurement and ratio, but since I could not understand those two, my first two, ordinal and nominal, also got confused. Could you summarize that? Those four scales of measurement confused me entirely. So I could not understand them at all.
Yeah, we will come to that. Let's, I think, go step by step for now.
हाँ ऑफिस में
Can you please move to activity question?
Okay, yeah, we are now moving to the activity question 1.3, right?
Sir, 1.1, question number 3.
1.1 question 3. This one, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think this
Okay.
this would be the descriptive statistics as well as inferential, because we are performing this descriptive part in the sample, then we are inferring something about
Yeah,
population.
if you perform descriptive part in sample and then infer, it combinedly becomes inferential statistics.
Okay. But it involves some descriptive
Yeah,
statistics.
inferential statistics always involve descriptive because without describing sample data, you cannot infer about population. But if you
No,
are
but
only describing, it's descriptive. But if you're describing and inferring about it, it's inferential.
okay, then the answer should be only inferential.
Yeah. So
According to
here,
the
here, what is your population, first of all? For the
population is
first, yeah.
I mean all the students who applied for MA
Yeah.
Triple E.
Yeah. So okay, not 10,000 students, whoever said it. So see, my interest is to examine the students who had applied for this MA Triple E entrance exam, right? So my population is all the students who had applied for this exam. What is my sample size?
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah, sample size is 10,000.
Sample size.
And notice one thing, yeah, like just there are urban areas and some rural areas as well, right? I am taking my sample only from urban areas, right? So is this sample reliable?
No.
No,
No,
right?
sir.
Because I am
No,
totally
it
avoiding
is
the
not
rural
reliable.
areas in my sample. Okay. But okay, anyway, now we have a sample and now we are having a population. So on the basis of these 10,000 students data, right? I am concluding that of all the students, only 80% will write the exam. Of all the students who have applied, only 80% will write. So on the basis of these 10,000 students, I am predicting about all the students who had applied for this exam, right? So in general, I am concluding from this sample data.
Inferential statistics.
So that would be inferential statistics, right? The study is inferential, but okay. So yeah, your study will either be inferential or descriptive. It can never be both. So don't be confused by option C and D. So it is inferential, right?
Okay.
Any doubt in this? Anyone?
Sir, here why is it not descriptive?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sir, here
Yes,
why
sir.
is it not descriptive?
Population.
Because it is taking from urban areas.
Why
Contains
is it not descriptive? Okay, so descriptive is when we are describing our collected data set, right? My collected data set is only these 10,000 students. But what I am doing is I am concluding about concluding about all the students who want to write the exam, which is my population, right?
Yes.
So on the basis of these 10,000 students, I am making a statement about my population, which is all the students who want to write the exam. That's why it's not descriptive. If I say that of these 10,000 students, only 80% want to write the exam, that would be descriptive. It's like I am describing only this collected data set of 10,000 students. But here I am not doing that. Here I am concluding about my complete population, right?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Please
could you
send this.
explain the 11th question, sir? Sir.
Okay, just go on. Let her complete first. I think she's trying to say something. Yeah,
Sir,
whoever is saying, yeah.
this also we
Sir,
are
can you
taking.
describe what the ordinal?
Okay, continue, please. Yeah. Which
Hello,
the
sir.
scales
Can
of
you
which.
hear me?
Okay,
Can I
just
speak?
yeah, you speak. Yeah,
My doubt is in section they are saying sample is not a good representation.
yeah.
For population sensors also we are taking small samples. No sir, are they referring that taking from sample is not exact census like that?
I couldn't like you are referring to this question or some conceptual thing.
Second,
This question or some conceptual one.
second question, I'm saying sample is not a good representation out of the population.
Yeah.
are they referring that if we are taking any sensors or data from sample, it is not correct or 100% data, they are saying like that?
No. Okay, see, there are students who have dropped for MA entrance exam, right? The student can be from urban areas and can be from rural areas as well, right? But we are we have collected data of only urban area students. We have not taken rural area students into our sample. So that's why it's not a good or reliable sample, a good representative of our population, because our sample should also include some rural area students as well, right? We have taken our sample only from one specific crowd of population. We have not taken it from different sections of population.
So, sir,
That's
there
why
has to
it's
be some.
yeah.
So there has to be some percentage split. Like if I consider 9,000 from urban and 1,000 from rural, will that data be reliable?
Yeah, that might work, but not much. It also depends, right? Suppose in my population there are 90,000 students from urban areas and 10,000 from rural areas. In that case, it might be good to have 9,000 from urban and 1,000 from rural.
Okay.
Right?
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, hi.
Doesn't decision making come under inferential statistics?
Decision making is like what decision you are making, it depends. If from the sample data you are making some decision or prediction about your population, that's inferential. But if you know
So,
your population and then you are trying to make some decision, that comes under probabilistic model. We will cover that later.
okay, so I have the same doubt in activity 1.1 question 6.
Question 6. Okay.
It is
What's
to
that? Okay, question number 6. Yeah.
to
The
decide if air pollution is reaching unhealthy levels. So is it inferential or descriptive?
Okay, let me read this one. Central population want to check AQI. Okay, for all the major cities in India. Okay, so keep that thing in mind. Or we are only concerned about major cities in India. They do so. They come up with a list of major cities and their respective AQI level, and want to determine which cities among the list have AQI level greater than 100. Okay, see, so here I know I have my population data, right?
Yes.
After that, I can describe like these cities have greater than 100, these cities have below 100.
Okay.
I'm not making any conclusion. I am just describing my given data. So that's
Okay.
descriptive statistics, right?
Descriptive. Yes, thank you.
I think it should be the answer.
Good evening,
Let me
sir.
check.
I have one question.
Sir, if I am making any decision on
Yeah.
previous data, then will it be like inferential statistics?
On previous data means which thing?
Means one person has asked the same question, but I was having doubt. If like
Okay.
last year students have scored something, scored and they have done something. So
Okay.
based on that data, can we make decisions? Can we make conclusions?
Conclusion about next term data, right? About students in next term. That's what you want to say?
Like in weather also, we if we predict the weather for certain area, we use the previous data only. So
Yeah,
predicting the
that's for
weather
constant.
is
That's what we do
inferential
for
or
time series data. That's the different. That you will do that thing in statistics too. It's not to be linked with descriptive inferential. It's time series data. It's kind of different thing going on.
Sir, could you explain 11 questions, sir?
Sir, I have one question regarding question number 6
Sir, what
only.
is the difference
I have a
between
doubt.
Okay.
conclusion and decision?
Okay, just go one by one so I can attend you all.
Could you explain the 11th question, sir?
Okay, question number 6. Someone has doubt, right? Let's start with that first.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, here we have collected all the data of AQI
All
levels in all the major cities.
major
And
cities.
sir,
Yeah.
then we have compared that to 100, right?
Not compared it to 100. Okay,
We
you
have,
can say it. Okay.
yeah, we have compared that to 100. So, sir, we have made some inferences about the final data, right? We have taken all the major cities, that is all the what we have collected, and then we have made some inferences from the whole data, whether they have AQI levels greater than 100, and then we have made the final data row.
No, you have
So it
not
should be
made any
inferential, no?
inference. You have described it, right? So you have data of all major cities, right? You know these are your
Yes, sir.
cities, let's say ABC, and these are their IQ levels, right? AQI levels, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I have the data, I can tell that city B has AQI greater than 100, city A has less than 100, city C has greater than 100, right?
Yes, sir.
So I am describing it. I'm not making any prediction or something. I'm just describing that these cities have greater than 100, these cities don't have greater than 100. That's all, right?
Yeah. So, sir,
So
we can say that we can compare datas, our two datas, and that will be called descriptive statistics, right?
yeah, because every these things I can tell from my collected data only. I need not to make any conclusion or something. I know exactly what the answer is, right? I know exactly that these cities have greater than 100, these cities have less than 100. I don't need to make any prediction or conclusion to tell whether they are greater than 100 or not. I know the values, right? So in general, I am summarizing
മീറ്റിംഗ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
collected data.
അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാനൊന്നും ചെയ്തില്ല
Yes,
ഞാൻ
sir.
എടുത്തില്ല ഞാൻ കോളായിരുന്നു അപ്പൊ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കുറെ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട്
Okay, let's
Hello,
put
sir.
on.
I
Sir,
have
looking
I
at
have
the
doubt in the
question,
same
how do
question.
we
Hello.
identify whether it's descriptive or inferential statistics? I mean, to ask what are the key points that we should keep in mind to make the difference?
Key points to keep in mind. Okay, so first key point is descriptive statistics you can perform on any data set, whether it's sample or population. And inferential statistics, you need sample, you can perform it only on the sample data set, and you perform and conclude something about population data set. That's inferential statistics. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I have a doubt in this question. Like we measure air quality index, it is
Yeah,
predicting thing. It's not accurate, sir. So
it's
basically,
accurate. You have the data, right?
sir, I'm talking about the process, what we use to measure the air quality index. We are taking a sample of air. We are not covering whole volume of air, what is above our atmosphere. So basically, we are predicting, basis on this sample, we are predicting the quality of whole air that is present around us. So it is itself a predicting thing, and we cannot say that it is descriptive because
No, no,
we
but
don't have complete
however,
data about our air, like our whole volume of air.
it doesn't matter how they are collecting the data. All they have given me is cities and their AQI levels. I'm not concerned
Okay.
about how they are collecting it.
Okay.
I'm only concerned about whatever data they are giving to me. They are giving the data of all major cities and their AQI levels. I'm not concerned about how they are measuring it or something. I'm concerned about, okay, I have the values. That's all. So I
Okay,
have
based on
my
that we
complete
can then
data.
we can say it is descriptive.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, can you
Thank you.
repeat?
So, sir, if
Okay,
so,
just
sir,
go
here
on by one.
if
Yeah.
it has asked that we have to calculate how many countries have above 100, then it will be inferential, no?
So that would also how many like all if you talk about all cities in India instead of all the major cities, like on the basis of data of major cities, you are predicting about all cities in India. Yeah, that would be inferential. But if I only talking about major cities, that would be descriptive.
Sir, something similar to this. Suppose I have all the marks of the students of India scored in a exam this year, and
Okay.
I have all the students in marks, but based on this,
Your
same
voice is,
exam.
I think, having some disturbance. Can you
Yes, sir.
repeat again?
Yes, I hope I'm able now.
Sir, I have the data of today's exam. I have the results of today's exam for all the students. And based on this, if I want to calculate the performance, their performance in tomorrow's exam, I have all
Their
the students'
performance
data. Tomorrow's exam.
in the next exam.
Yes, next exam.
Okay, so that's something probability comes into the play. It's not descriptive inferential statistics. That probability will come into role, and we will do that from week 7 onwards. That's not something to be linked here.
That's not related to this. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Can you repeat question number 3?
Question number 3.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, also, can you explain question number 11?
Yeah, we will come to that. Question number 3. What's your doubt?
Sir, actually,
This
pre-
scales of measurements, please.
Question number 3 he was asking.
What can we say about the nature of study, descriptive or inferential?
What should we say according to you? Like, what is my population here?
But in this lecture video, ma'am told that the study of nature is descriptive.
Study of nature can be descriptive or inferential, right? You need to identify which one is it. So how do you identify? How do you distinguish between the two? I think we are discussing it from an hour now. What's your answer to this question?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please clarify that how can we tell whether a study is inferential or descriptive based on the population?
If you are doing something on population data, it's descriptive only. It can never be inferential. If you know everything about population, there is nothing we need to conclude about, right? We already know about my population.
sir, I'm audible?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, sir. But I actually confused if I have a like previous person, one of them asked this like type of question like if I am in school, so I have a data like all uh, all student marks for this exam. So that is population because I
Yeah.
collected all students. If I predicting the future percentage from that previous year, so that is descriptive according to that our point. But we are predicting that data. So how it will be again
No.
descriptive?
If you are predicting something about future, that comes into time series data and forecasting thing. That's not to be linked here. Here we are only concerned about our sample and population thing only. We are not doing any probability thing now.
Sir,
If I have a sample data, can I make conclusion of about population? Yes. If that comes
Sir,
under
if
inferential statistics. Yeah.
sir, if time comes, sir, if
A
time comes
doubt
in
in
picture,
assignment 12.
Okay. Let him finish first, right? He's trying to say something. Yeah.
sir, if time comes in picture, then it is called time series data.
Yeah. You're
Okay, sir.
observing same thing over the period of time. That's time series data.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I have a doubt in
Sir,
activity
how do we
question
define?
1.2.
Hello, sir. How do we define how much sample size to collect? I mean, we were talking about 200 sample size, and here we are talking about 10,000 students.
Yeah. So we have some different techniques for that. You will cover that in statistics too. It's not.
Okay.
It
Okay,
will
sir.
not be covered in statistics one for now. Okay.
I have a doubt in practice assignment 2, sir.
Yes, sir.
Practice two.
I also
Okay.
have a doubt
Scales
in.
of
So for
Okay,
this
we'll
one,
come
I
to
can answer
Number
that.
5.
question number
Okay.
6.
Before that, whoever have doubt in this AQ 1.1 and descriptive inferential thing, sample population, only those people raise hand. I will take your name. Let's, I think, quickly wrap this topic. We are into it for a long time. Only those raise hand, other please put your hands down. Okay. Yes, Kabir. Kabir, you have any doubt?
No, thank you. I've got my doubt cleared.
Okay, next is Shubham Kumar. You have any doubt?
Question number 3.
Question number 3. Okay, what's your doubt in that? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what's your doubt
Am I
in that
audible?
question number 3?
So yes, sir. Question number 3.
Question number 3. Yeah. What should be the answer according to you and why?
Sir, actually, I have mentioned in my notebook that when we ask about the nature of the study, it always be inferential.
Always be inferential. No, it not always be inferential. It can either be descriptive or inferential. You need to identify when it is descriptive and when it is inferential. There are some criteria for the two. Just go through the lecture again. I think that would be better for you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next is Adrija. You have any doubt?
Yes, so question number 11 and 12.
Question number 11, 12. Okay. What's your doubt in question number? Okay. What is population here? What is population in this question?
This house construction business in a city, or the number of houses.
Yeah. So construction company is interested in house construction business. So their matter of interest is houses, right?
Yes,
Houses in
sir.
that city. Okay. And what they are saying is there are large number of houses, so it is not possible for them to collect all the data. So they just have sample of houses from the city, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who is this guy? Aryan, I think should. Studio team, please take note of this, Aryan. I won't ban from the course, my classes at least. Okay, yeah, moving further. Okay, so here we have my sample data, right?
Yes, sir.
On the basis of my sample data, I am trying to study about house prices in city. Okay, so on the basis of this sample of houses, I am predicting about the prices of all the houses in the city, right?
Yes, sir.
So what does this comes under? We are making prediction from sample to population, right?
So
Using sample
inferential.
data, inferential. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And number
Question
12.
number. Okay, question number 12. What is our population here? Okay,
Indian
so
films from 2000s.
okay, an online opinion poll was conducted. Okay, among the 1,000 films in the list. Okay, so there is a list, right?
Yes,
In
sir.
which there are 1,000 films. So he said that Bhag Milka Bhag received the maximum number of votes, followed by Three Idiots and Swades respectively, right?
Yes.
So you have the list of film, right? You have the rating, and on the basis of that, you are saying these three things. So are we describing our data or predicting something?
Okay, we are describing means because the rest of the population we are not.
Yeah, we are
Concerned
not.
about that.
Yeah, we are only concerned about these 1,000 films, and among these 1,000 films in the list I have, these three films are in the top three rating, right?
Yes, sir.
So we are describing this data set only, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, another doubt I have if in a class we are having 50 students, and from there if we are trying to find out who came first, second, or third, will it be descriptive?
Yeah, because we are describing our data set. It's like you are arranging your data set in ascending or descending order, right?
But
You're fine.
like we are
Yeah.
having the board exams, so there are so many students. So in that case, also it will be descriptive. Like we get rank one.
Uh, okay, so what you are trying to say is you have a 50 students, right?
No, sir. Our 50 students, like we can collect the data and we can make a study on it. So it can be descriptive. It will be descriptive.
Yeah.
But I am talking about like in our board exams,
Yeah.
there are so many students. So we are. It is not possible to collect everyone's data
Yeah.
to perform a descriptive study.
Yeah. So we collect some sample data and then predict, but like what are the highest marks scored in the exam, what are the lowest marks scored in the exam, right?
Okay, sir.
So we collect some sample, like it's not possible. Let's say there are 1 lakh students, so it's not possible to collect the data of all 1 lakh students. So we collect the data of, let's say, 10,000 students, right?
Yes,
And the
sir.
basis of this, we can conclude that average marks scored is this, minimum marks is this, maximum marks is this, right? If you want to know the exact topper name, that might not be possible because you don't have data of all you don't even know the name of all the students, right?
Yes, sir.
But you can tell that maximum marks would be this. You can predict that thing.
Sir,
Sir, but we do get like the ranks like first, second, third. We do get ranks like that. So that's from which because they have the data with them, so that so they can I mean conclude those day first, second, third ranks. I mean
Yeah, see, there is a board exam, right? So board will definitely have all the data of all the students and their marks because they are
yes,
the one
sir.
who are publishing it, right? So they have
Yes.
complete population data. They can rank it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
descriptive statistics, right? But if
Yes.
you as a person want to do it, so what you will do is you can ask some random students. Suppose you
Yes,
are
sir.
able to manage to ask 10,000 students and collect the data. Based on that, you can predict that, okay, the average marks in this examination would be this, maximum would be this, minimum would be this. You can predict these things, right? So that's inferential. But board
Okay,
will
sir.
definitely have all the data. They are just describing it that this is the topper, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, suppose there is a school of like say section of 50 students, right?
Yeah.
And sir, in that section, there are like the teacher is making a record of all the students throughout the year. So the students have performed an examination in co-curricular activities and etc. So sir,
Yeah.
will this be considered as time series or cross-sectional data?
I'm serious. Okay, so you are saying that you have some students in a class, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are noting down their performance, like in the exam one, whatever they scored, in the extracurricular activity one, whatever they have scored.
Yes, sir.
Exam
Like there are
two.
multiple variables of their performance.
Yeah, so you are doing it throughout the term, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, so it can be considered, like for the complete term, it can be considered cross-sectional because time series data is when you observe the same thing after regular period of time. The same thing you need to observe.
Time sectional can itself be limited to a year, no?
A time. No, no, here we are
Sir,
not
time
observing the
sectional
same thing
data.
of, yeah.
Okay, so because of multiple variables and throughout a period of time, then it is cross-sectional.
Yeah. If we are
Okay, sir.
observing same variable, like let's say temperature, right? If I am noting down temperature at
Yeah.
different times, that would be time series. I am noting down same thing at different intervals of time. But here I'm not noting down the same thing.
Okay,
I'm
sir.
noting down different things, right?
Sir, I have one doubt. If a data is time series or cross-sectionals, then we can say it is coming under descriptive or inferential.
There's nothing, like these two are different concepts. There's nothing to be linked much. Okay, we will come to that as well. Okay, so yeah, let's move. Who else have doubt in this? Adrija, is your doubt cleared? Or you have any other doubt in this?
Yes, sir. I'm clear.
Okay, next is
Sir, I
Shreyansh
have
Mishra.
one doubt, sir. I
Please.
am Vanilla here. Hello.
Okay, just please raise your hand. I will come to all of you one by one. Shreyansh, you have any doubt? Shreyansh Mishra.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if there is a use of probability,
Yeah.
then it is an inferential data.
Let's not come to probability for now. Let's just stick to the sample and population data sets. If we have sample data set, I'm predicting about population, that's inferential statistics. Probability thing, we will come to week 7. I think then you will get a better idea of these things. Okay.
Sir, scales of measurement. Can you please explain?
Okay. Next is Piyush Raj. You have any doubt?
Yes.
Yeah. Which one?
Sir, I have doubt. Sir, cross-sectional and time.
Okay, we will come to that. Do you have any doubt in descriptive, inferential, sample, and population thing?
No, sir. Time series data and cross-sectional data.
Okay, we will come to that. Okay. Next is Lahari. You have any doubt?
Excuse me, sir. I had a doubt in the 12th question.
Okay.
In the 12th question, we're coming to a conclusion that Bagh Milka Bagh has the most votes, no, sir?
No, we are not coming to a. Okay, so you have the list of 1,000 films, right?
Yes.
Of this list, using this list, you are telling that these 3 are the top 3 movies, right?
Yes, sir. That's a conclusion, no, sir?
Not conclusion. Okay, so it's like you have the data of 1,000 films, right? You have 1,000 films and their respective rating.
Yes, sir.
You can arrange that data in ascending or descending order, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you can tell that these are the top 3 films. So in general, you are describing that data set only. You are not concluding or predicting something, right?
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
are
sir.
working only on that data set. We are not
Sir, I have
concluding
one
from
doubt.
some other.
Predicting is clear, sir, but what is the exact meaning of conclusion here, sir? Because that's still confusing.
Which conclusion?
It like we are in inferential statistics we will give a conclusion for this question. It slightly look like it is also a conclusion for this one. It's
It's
maybe
not a conclusion. It's we have a given data set, right? Like suppose I have a marks of 50 students, right? I can tell that he scored the maximum marks. He's ranked second in the class. He's ranked second in third in the class, right?
okay.
So it's like
Okay,
I'm
sir.
describing that.
Yeah, we are just summarizing.
But
Okay, okay, sir, got
yeah,
it.
got it. Okay. Okay. Next one is I think we have covered
Hello,
most
sir.
of it.
I have a doubt
Yeah.
in this question only. Sir, based on the votes, we have a population to vote, but we do not select whole the population. We select a sample of the people, and then we
Yeah.
say them that the vote for the movie. When according to that, then this result comes out. Then what we say, this study is descriptive or inferential?
That would be inferential, right? Because you don't have population data. You have some sample and then you are concluding, right?
So here we are assuming that the whole population is voting, and then this movie got rank like this. So
Okay.
the population is not disclosed. So what we can
It,
say about the population?
here I'm not interested in who else voted or who has not voted, right?
Yeah.
I am interested in, okay, these are the 1,000 films. I have a list of 1,000 films and these are their ratings.
Yeah.
That's all I am interested in, right?
Okay.
And I
So
can
in
arrange
that
them in
case, sir,
some.
if we add population 2, like we said, this is a sample of people of India, then they this sample votes for the movie, and then we this result comes out. Then what we say? It is an inferential, right?
Yeah, for that case, you can make it inferential. Like you know that these 100 people have voted to these films, this much rating.
Okay.
Then you can
Okay.
predict that my whole population will give this rating to that film. That's
Okay.
inferential, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anyone, any other doubt in
Question
this,
number
or
2,
shall we
sir.
move?
Sir,
Okay.
I have doubt in activity 1.2.
Okay. Question number 2. Okay. What should be the answer according to you? Who has asked this question?
Sir, I have take the option number first, sir.
Made on the basis of sample is correct. Okay. Why you think it's correct? What made you think so?
I think, sir, the sample is reliable.
Okay. So is like my population is all the students who had applied for this exam, right? So is it possible that there might be some students from rural areas who have applied for this entrance exam?
Yes, sir.
Right? But my sample is only from urban area. So how could it be reliable one? My sample don't have any student from rural areas, right?
Okay, that's why the option second is correct.
Yes.
Okay.
If I have taken 10,000 students randomly, then it could be reliable. But if I am taking randomly only from urban areas, it's making it not reliable much, right?
Yes, sir, understood.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a small doubt regarding this. Let us assume that if there is an election, if there is an election conducted all over India, but a
Okay.
survey party just surveyed in a state, let's say Andhra Pradesh. Now
Okay.
they came to a decision that BJP will win. So, is that reliable? Is that data is reliable?
So on the basis of uh, voters of Andhra Pradesh, you are concluding about whole India, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's not reliable, right? Because different states voter might have different behavior. Like Delhi voters might support some other party.
And if I say that the person, the MP who will be elected in Andhra Pradesh is a candidate of BJP, then it is reliable.
Yeah, if you're talking about only one specific state, then yeah, and then it could be reliable. Yeah. Okay, let's. Okay. Anyone any other doubts in this?
Scales of measurement, no, sir.
The activity 1.2.
Okay, let's move to next lecture, assuming all the doubts from this one are cleared. Okay. Next is your types of data. Okay, so are you all able to understand what is case and what is variable?
So
Yes,
actually,
sir.
I have doubt in that one, sir. In case variables. Can I ask,
Sir,
sir?
I also have doubt in that.
Sir, I also have doubt.
Yes,
I
sir.
have doubt on activity question number 6.
Okay, so I will just give you a quick description of what actually cases and variables are, then we will come to question. I hope it might clear some of your questions just by going through it. Okay. Okay, so first we will cover the variable. So variable, as by the name it is clear that its value varies, right? So suppose here I have students roll number, student name, and let's say their marks. Okay, and let's assume roll number 121 527 256 007,
Yes,
and let's
sir.
say name. Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt in activity 1.1. Actually, there was a network error. That's why I.
Okay, I will come to that. I've started with,
Okay.
let's just step it up. Okay. Okay. So here, what should be the variable? So variable is the one whose values keeps on varying. So if I look at roll number, you see that the value of roll number is 121. Then it changed to 527. Then it changed to 256, and then it changed to 7. So the value of roll number is keep on changing or varying, right? So my roll number is a variable. Next, coming to the name. The value of name is first A, then it's become B, then it again becomes A, then it becomes C. So value of name is also keeps on changing or varying, right? So name is also a variable. Similarly, marks. Marks is also a variable. But if I look at this B, is it a variable? No, because its value is same. It's B only, right? It's not gonna change. Name is gonna be the same throughout the course.
It is just like a constant.
Yeah, so it's a fixed thing, right? It's not gonna vary. So in general, all your column headings are variable, right? Because these are the things which keeps on changing: roll number, name, marks. But if you talk about one single roll number, let's say 527, it's not a variable, it's not gonna change, right? So this is not a variable, but this roll number is a variable, this name is a variable, this marks is a variable. Okay, coming to, is variable thing
Headings
clear?
are variable, sir.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Headings are variable, sir.
Yeah, headings are variable because their value keeps on changing, right?
Right, sir.
But sometimes headings are also same, sir.
Yeah, in that case it won't be variable. Let's say I'm talking about course.
Like a fees paid.
Yes, fees paid could also vary. Let's say course, it's all stat 1 students, right? So course
Then
won't be a
what
variable.
will it be called?
It won't be
Course is
called
what?
anything. Course is nothing. It's not neither variable nor case, right? It's just
Okay.
it's gonna be same for every student because I have taken data of only stat 1 students, right? So course won't be a variable, but this roll number, name, and marks would be variable, right?
Sir, what about serial numbers?
Serial number is not a variable at all. It's a dummy variable made by us just for indexing. It's not a variable.
What about boards?
What about
Board, state board or CBSE? That
state boards? Yeah, it could vary from them. Like for some, it could be CBSE, for some, it could be ICSE or some other state boards, right? So that would be variable. It depends on your data. Okay, so
Sir,
is variable, yeah.
my question is that a data which will consist of all the variables, will it be a structural data or an unstructured data?
Uh, the data which consists of,
Variables, all the variables like roll number, name, marks, will it be a structural data or an unstructured data?
it depends. If all your columns are structured, it would be structured data. If any one column is unstructured, then your complete data set become unstructured.
So like if
Sir,
one
if
of the column is unstructured, then the
particular roll
whole
number is a
data
case
set
or
is
variable,
not.
sir.
Okay, one by one. I can't hear. I couldn't
Yeah,
hear
sir. Sir,
either of you, right?
actually, yeah, in a data set, one column, like one variable is unstructured, and the whole data set is unstructured.
Yeah, then the whole data set is unstructured.
Sir, for your example, like this one, roll number is it's not ordering like ascending or descending, so the whole data set is unstructured.
No, it's structured, right? I
So
can
it,
write roll number in the tabulated form. It's not ascending, descending something.
okay,
Okay,
so
can you? Okay, one thing good. Can you order roll number?
yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why? How can you say that roll number 121 is less than roll number 527? Is it meaningful to say?
No, sir.
No,
No.
sir. It is
No, sir.
it is just assigned.
No, right? So we cannot order this anyway. So when we is roll number categorical or numerical?
Categorical.
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 Okay, why categorical? Or those
Because
who
it
said
is just
numerical, why
assigned.
numerical?
Because we
It's
count
a label.
mathematical operations
Has
on
no
it.
No
significance
mathematical
of the
operations can be done.
Can
Because
I
it
add
does
two roll
not have any
numbers?
numerical significance.
It's just a
Can
label.
I add two
No,
roll
sir, we
numbers?
can't. No,
No,
sir,
sir.
no.
Definitely. Okay. Definitely I can add, but it's not something meaningful, right?
Yes, sir.
It don't give me anything. I cannot say that
Yes, sir.
student with this roll number plus student with this roll number equal to student with this roll number, right? So we cannot perform meaningful mathematical operations, so it's categorical. And I cannot order it as well, right? I cannot say roll number 121 less than roll number 527 or something, right?
It is nominal type.
Nominal.
Sir, if instead of roll number it is enrollment number, so can I say that the person who is 121 has enrolled before 527?
It doesn't matter really. So if I am assigning enrollment number randomly, then how can you say that this one has joined before that? Right? It's possible, right? It's not necessarily be in ascending order or something.
Sir,
Sir, if you create another
So
column
what?
like, suggestions about the student, then that's column it's like a testing format. So
Okay,
on
yes.
the testing format,
Okay, let me cover the structure. So okay, so for now you see that I can write it in this data in a well structured format, right? Suppose I can write, I add one more column, let's say remarks uh, by instructor. So it would be something for this, something for this, something for this, right? So I cannot tabulate these remarks properly in a table, right? It's just like simple random text. So this data becomes unstructured. But if I remove this column, then it's become structured, right? Now everything I can put it in tab.
Sir, sir, actually, I have a small doubt about unstructured data.
Yeah,
Uh, Ma'am said that we can do mathematical operations for an unstructured data.
yeah,
Is
we
it true,
cannot
sir?
do, right?
Sir, if a teacher had randomly collected the marks of all the students in the class without taking their
Yeah,
names, and she want to tell the average marks of the class, we
yeah.
can make the average, right, sir, from that. We don't need the
Yeah,
names.
yeah, it's a it's a structured data in that case, right?
Actually,
In in
sir,
in
how can
that
it
case,
be?
I can
There are no. I mean, there are no
these are
labels, right, sir?
I can make labels, right? Let's say this is student one, student two,
Okay, okay.
student three. These are their marks. This is
So if
my
there are no
structured
labels
data set, right?
present, okay. If there are no labels present, we can create some labels with the serial numbers or index numbers, right?
Yeah, serial number is a dummy. It's always a possible dummy one to create labels, right?
Okay.
One, two, three.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
That's what. Okay,
Okay.
thank
Let's.
Serial number is not a variable.
Serial number is not a variable. It's a dummy variable I just created to index it, right?
Sir,
Sir, in
image
this
and
table, particular roll number is a case or a variable, sir?
I will come to that. Is variable thing clear?
Sir, I have
yes,
a
sir.
doubt,
you. Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
I am
What's
having
the
one
doubt
doubt,
in
Please
sir.
move
variable?
to the cases.
Discuss
Okay.
We have only left with half an hour. Please,
Okay.
The scales
Someone.
of measurement, sir,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Don't
Sir,
worry
whether,
about
sir,
the
image,
concepts. We'll cover everything.
sir.
What about the images? Okay. Can you put like organize images in a well-structured tabulated format?
No, sir.
No, right? So it's not structured one.
Sir, what about cases?
Yeah, I will come to that. Is structured, unstructured, and variable clear for now?
One doubt.
Yeah,
the phone
please ask.
number and email,
Yeah.
how it will be structured and
Okay, let him ask the doubt. Like who was having doubt? I couldn't.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah,
if we take a table where names are all the same, like 10 students, all the names are Akshay,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
10 students. Sir,
Yeah,
do we
I'm
call?
coming to that thing also. Just with
Okay.
that thing. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, let's keep it.
Sir, why can't images be structured? Like, if I have 10 images, why can't I like label it and put it in a table? Then it would become a structured data set. No?
It would. Okay, but that won't be something. But okay, if you even if you put everything in, like you can put, right? You can put images in the table as well, right? You can put, but is it a well organized way to put images in a table like this? Or
Sir, when
does
it
it give you
comes to
something meaningful?
like when it comes to dealing with data sets in Python and all, we have a particular data set, and each images is connected to one or the other label. So in that way, when we think images can be put in a structured way, because
Yeah, no,
each
that
numbers or each
things comes
labels.
under machine learning thing, right? It's here. These are
Mm-hmm.
the images, right? You might be seeing that this is, let's say, a dot image, b dot png, right, or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I am looking at this table, how okay, this roll number makes sense to us, right?
Yeah.
Name makes sense to us, marks make sense to, but how does this images would be meaningful or helpful for me over here?
Like the ID, like the photo of the student, if we can connect it in this table, like roll number 121's image, like
But we
that.
can't do any operations on those images, right?
I cannot do anything with that image, right?
Okay, so like basically, how do in such circumstances, how do we like differentiate between structured and unstructured? Because we can think in many ways like this, no?
Okay, yeah, you can think it in many ways, but having, okay, if you have a roll number over here, let's say I can, it's something, of meaningful to me because I can distinguish each students uniquely, right? Their marks are making sense to me. But if I have this table of these images over here, but but in what operations I can perform over here, like what things I can do over here, it's not something meaningful to have over here, right? In a table, there are better ways to store
Cannot
it.
do any operations on mobile number also. Then why
Yeah.
mobile number data is a structured data?
No, mobile number data, it's the label for something, right? It's categorical data, you can label it. But what type of data is your these images?
So you meant to say that if we can perform some operations, meaningful operations out of it, then only we can call it as a
No,
structured
no,
one.
not meaningful operation necessarily. It should have to be meaningful if you are putting it in here, right? Like, okay, but okay, let's come up with. Okay, any one of you want to answer it? Or I come up with.
The mathematical operations are meaningful
Not necessary.
operations. It is.
Yeah, but it's not necessary to be performed.
Please explain scales of measurements. I'm waiting for a long time.
In case of roll numbers or dummy variables, we are not doing any mathematical operations, right, sir? So we are considering those as the structured data. Why not photos?
Sir,
Images?
images are
See, in a
basically
sense, I mean, both roll number and images are belonging to the same category where it is going to be only displayed.
Sir, with Aadhaar number, I need to find the image of that person. Then that image we can use, right? Then it can be the structured data.
Sir, image basically is a binary data, right? Like it will have ones and zeros there. So how will it be a meaningful thing to put in a tabulated form?
That's
Well, we are not.
trying
See,
to
we are
condense
just want to visualize it. We want to see
easy
who the
way.
data belongs to. So why not keep
Okay,
images of
let
this
me.
structured data?
Okay, let's try this
Sir?
one. Let's say these are
Sir,
your. Yeah.
does like wicket keeper batsman come under ordinal scale?
Okay, we will come to that. Let's stick to this images part for now.
One
Okay, see,
question.
But it's
how do you?
going to 8 no, sir. So
Okay,
I'm waiting for
Just a question, please.
okay.
Doesn't see what is there in the image, right? That's why it is unstructured, isn't it?
Sir, if we take images like we
I will be back
structured
in a minute.
data,
I think the battery is low. I will put it.
There is no way to sort and filter an image.
if we
Where are
take like
these?
some
What
water
should be our
cycle data, first
for that?
images of water and second of evaporation, and this process we can just put the images of that, then we can get the conclusion like this data is for evaporation. Then it would be called structured or unstructured.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Earphones battery switched off. Yeah. Okay. So coming back to this. Okay. Did you guys have some discussion on it? Shall
Sir,
I proceed
I have a
with?
question regarding this images only.
Yeah. Okay. I'm committed. Okay. So in general, have you seen
Sir,
some data set like this where you have images in table?
Sir, one of our students came up with a
Yes,
data
sir.
set say we
Like
want to
when
compare an
we
Aadhaar card.
collect a when we
Salary.
collect data through Google Form and all, like we
Form and
ask
all.
them if they want to upload their images for like
Yeah.
research purpose or project purposes.
Yeah.
We
They,
include
Or
email
for
ID, images, and
exam hall
everything.
tickets.
yeah, that includes everything, right? But how? Okay, suppose you have released a Google form, right? Everyone has filled it, and then how will that collected data set look to you? Have you ever seen that data set?
So like if we view in the Google Sheet, the URL to the images would
URL,
be
right?
available.
Yeah, URL
Yeah.
would be available, right? And unless and until you click on this URL, you cannot see these images, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's unstructured, because it's not giving you the exact information. You need to click on this URL and then go and check it. It's stored somewhere else, right? It's not
Yeah.
stored properly in the tabulated format. You need to click on this URL and you need to copy or copy paste this URL in different tab, then open it, and then you can see only, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
So
what if
these
it is
images
post?
are not properly stored in the data set, this tabulated format, right? It's stored somewhere else, but yeah, you have a link, you can click and go and check.
So that's
Why?
There are also scenarios where we can store it in a PDF and
PDF also, then also yeah, you need to open that PDF or that link. You need to
but
definitely
like
open.
in scenarios where we give the images itself, like without, this was a scenario where we are like attaching the Google form and just attaching it to the URL. But if we can like if we are taking printouts of the data and we have the roll number, name, marks, and images of that particular student along with that in the one particular row itself, like
That's something. Okay, so you are talking about. Okay, if I'm not wrong, so you are talking about. Okay, you're talking about some data set like this, right? Where you have. Okay, the one you say that you get. I don't know if you get it in exams or not. You have your hall ticket number over here, right?
yes, like for example, if we are going for the NEET exam and all, there will be options where we have to sign, and in that it's a tabulated form where we have the images, all the information of the student and all.
But images can't be sorted and filtered out.
So it's like same purpose as the roll number or the serial number, no? Then why
No,
would we classify it as unstructured?
Images. Okay, I get your question, but it should be the way to convince you.
Can I answer this, sir? I don't know whether it is going to be correct or
Yeah,
not.
go ahead. Yeah.
With my experience, I'm just saying it's in the Google form, whenever you are, attaching an image to that particular transaction, normally what happens is that either in the database or as a physical file, this image is going to be stored with the number, roll number of the student. So what happens is that whenever you are printing the hall ticket, the the application or the database, it is going to refer to this particular file, and then it is going to bring the data, and then it will print the hall ticket. So this particular image is not a part of the structure at all. It is a physical file.
Yeah.
Which is in the hard disk. So maybe that is the reason why it is classified as unstructured data, because this is
Yeah.
not falling into the structure.
Yeah, that's the reason. I know what you're saying, but what's her doubt is when you get the printout, right? Once you get the printout,
When you get the
then
printout in the runtime, automatically this this particular file will be referred, and in place of the image, they are going to refer to this file, and they are going to load that file.
Okay. See.
So Karthikeyan, I'm not mentioning about the technical part of how this works in the background, but I'm referring to like we can see that in the table form
Okay.
itself.
Okay. Let me clarify this thing. Okay. What she is saying is you have this data in Google Sheets, right? You are taking the printout of it. There is some technical thing going on in background. It's not a matter of us. At the end, what I am getting is I am getting a table which has hall ticket number, name, attached photo. it has attached photo. In the printout, you do have the photo, right? And the signature part. Then how can you say that it's the unstructured one? That's what I think she is trying to ask, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay, so I'm not coming up with a good example from now. Okay, so yeah, this thing we will clear in the next session. I will
We
try to.
cannot perform any search operation on images or signatures.
Yeah. It's not
No,
something like
no.
this. Okay,
Or
okay, I
we
will
can be
clear
performed.
this.
Email address.
Okay, who has asked this
Sir,
doubt? Sure.
Sir,
Sir,
Mahima.
I have to ask, sir.
You asked this doubt, right?
Mahima. Yeah.
Mahima, right. Okay, so Mahima, can you
Sir,
post it on discussion forum or discourse, or can you ask again in the next session? I will
Yes, sir.
clarify it first.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Yeah,
sir, I have something to say about this
Thank you,
doubt.
sir.
yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, if there is a a result declared on the notice board, and if on the notice board even the photo of the person is declared, if it's shown, okay, on the result, so now I can actually make the hall ticket number according to the ascending or the descending order, but I cannot
Hall
actually say
ticket
that who
number
is.
you cannot make in ascending or descending order. That's nominal thing. You cannot say that hall ticket 001 is less than hall ticket 002.
But if I want to find it on the board, my marks, so I can actually see that after 110, 111 will come, and my all ticket number is 111, right? So I
Yeah,
can
but
actually sort it according to the number.
that's something we do, but it's not meaningful to do. That's something we do for our convenience only.
Yes, sir,
That
because
thing we do.
it's
But
no
it's not
meaning.
meaningful to do. It's not meaningful to do. You can even this roll number, yeah, I can put 007 first and then do, but it's not meaningful to do. I cannot do that either. Okay,
Hello.
I cannot say this.
Sir,
Sir,
can
I
you
want to add.
cases?
Can you please tell about phone number and email addresses?
Phone number and email addresses.
Yes, sir,
Okay,
please.
we will come to that. Okay, is this
Sir, in the
variable?
image
Doubt
data
about
only, I
the
want to say
images, sir.
something.
Yeah, please say.
Can you please explain discrete and continuous
Sir, can I ask the
data?
doubt related to images only? One more doubt.
Okay, someone was trying to add to the images part.
Yeah, sir. Me.
Sir.
Sir, if you have a list of images, like we have a table of images, and we do not take gender as an input from the whatever we are choosing as the person to give input, and based on his image, we predict or we decide two things like his gender and whether he wear specs or not. So then this data set in this table, we can say that image is a form of the structured data set, like we are drawing some conclusion or making some decision on the basis of images, so then we can say it is a structured or not.
Images thing, it's generally unstructured ones only, but yeah, for better clarification I will come up with a good example by next
Maybe
session.
there may be, I mean, one more thing to it also, sir. For example, whenever a data is retrieved from any medium,
Yeah.
like I can retrieve a particular record by a roll number or a name or by a mark or by a serial number or something. But to retrieve some information about a particular student using his photo probably is not possible.
It's not possible.
We can also
in
not
a lot
perform
of cases
arithmetic
as well.
operations on images.
For example,
You
somebody is,
can
I mean, going to, I mean, record something, and then I want to identify that particular person by the recording. Unless and until we go into some other branch of study where I'm going to analyze it based on, that is something different. I'm not talking about that. To identify a particular record by a variable name is not possible in case of photo.
But it's not possible in many cases also. Just by the marks, I can also not do it. If I say 17 marks, it could be thousands of students.
No, I say 71. I get, I mean, more than one record which matches 71. But as a photo, I cannot retrieve at all. There is a difference.
Photos also, I think if you have it, you can possibly retrieve. Okay, we will. Okay, this thing I will come up with a good
Sir,
example.
I
Scales of measurement, please.
scale for
Okay. Let's. I think we have like around 10 minutes. I like to wrap this topic up. Okay, is the variable thing clear for now?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Cases.
Sir, I asked the name question, sir. If I say take 10 students and all the students having the name same, let's say Akash.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm coming to now.
Okay.
Okay, so now what are our cases? Cases is something which
Sir, just one more adding
Number of
question in
observation
it.
observations.
yeah.
Sir, if I have 6 images, like water, second is evaporating water, third is like water droplets, and the fourth is collection. So, sir, we can arrange it like this: first, second, third, fourth, sixth, and I can draw a conclusion like it is of water cycle. So, sir, is
No. These are
This
sir,
is not the
can it be
universal, no. It
structured
is
data
just
or
about
not?
you cannot arrange it. It's like just you are saying that these things are is in this process. This thing happened first. This thing happened second. But you cannot say that this thing is greater than this thing or something. We cannot order this. But for a process, you can say that this is step 1, step 2, but you cannot order it in some
Sir,
sense. Right?
it will be unstructured, right?
Images unstructured, I will clarify it in the next session. I need
Okay,
to
sir.
put a
Thank you,
good
sir.
example. I am not getting it, but
Scales
yeah,
of
it
measurement,
is
sir, please.
unstructured for sure. Okay, coming to this, is the variable clear to everyone?
Sir, clear, sir. Scales of measurement.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coming to cases thing now. So cases is something which uniquely identify my each row. Okay. So which all are cases here? What all do you think is our cases?
sir A, B, A, C it's
Sir,
cases.
all row is related with cases.
And
Roll number,
I think each roll
21,
numbers are cases.
256.
roll numbers.
roll number also,
A,
name
B,
also,
C.
no? Cases.
All numbers are the cases, sir.
We cannot uniquely identify with a name because there might be duplicate names, but a roll number will not be duplicated.
Sir, each roll numbers are cases here.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay, so suppose those who say that each name is a case. First of all, name is a variable. Each name, if you are saying is a case, then say you are saying name A. Whenever I say name A, can I tell which row I am referring? Whether I am referring to row 1 or row 3, which row I am referring to when I say name A, right? So each name is not uniquely identifying my row, right? If I come to marks also is, let's say it's
Can
the
be same.
numerical variable, right? So generally your numerical variable are never cases. It's only the categorical variables which are your cases. Okay. Now coming to the course, is stat 1 a case? No, because when I say stat 1, I don't know which row I am referring to, whether I'm referring to row 1, row 2, row 3, or row 4, right? Coming
Even
to
though
row
when
number,
we refer, sir, everything is same, right? Is it a row? I mean, is it a case or is it a variable, sir?
it's nothing. None of these.
Okay. Say, let's say the
It's
roll
just
numbers
like a
got.
serial number.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if the roll numbers got repeated, but the course has been changed, let's say
Roll
121.
number won't be repeating ever, right?
I mean, sir, in the course row, I mean column, if I add
Yeah.
a maths one 4 times, and I repeated for maths one, roll number 121, 527, maths one, 256, like that.
Okay.
Is it possible to write that, sir? I mean, is it still considerably a variable? Sorry,
Yeah.
case.
In that case, it would be a variable, but it won't be case anymore.
So what will be the case in here?
In that case, there won't be any case. So in general, like in practical problems, what you can do is you can combine these two course and roll number to make a case, or you can make a serial number for a case. But yeah, as per our course structure, there won't be any case for that now.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, if I say roll number 121, do I know which row I am referring to?
Well, the
Sir?
first one.
First one. You know.
True, sir.
If I say roll number 07, I am referring to last row. So each roll number is a case. Each roll number means 121 is a case, 527 is a case, 256 and 007. These are my cases, right? And my variables are roll number, name and
marks.
marks. Is it clear, everyone?
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, but if this roll
I
number
have a
column
doubt
is
here, sir.
not,
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. See, assume we are given a question like this to identify the number of variables and cases from the following table. And in the
Okay,
table,
consider this as data set.
the columns I have are a serial number, roll number, a name, course, and marks.
Serial number, roll number, name and marks.
Name, course, and marks. Identify the number of cases and number of variables.
Okay.
So
The
I'm
number of
saying the
variables
case is
are-
2 and the variable is 2. Am I right in this sense?
How are you saying variable is 2?
Name and marks are variables.
Yeah, and roll number and course would also.
Roll number and the serial number are my cases.
No. Roll number is also a variable. Because the value of roll number keeps on changing, right?
So the value of the roll number is the case, you mean, in that sense?
Value of roll number would be case. Your 121 would be case. 527 would be case. 256
Okay.
would be case. But roll number is a variable. That's the thing I wanted to focus on mainly.
Okay. And then the serial number can also be a
Serial number is not a
in that
variable. The
sense.
serial number is not a variable at all. It's
So
a
I'm
dummy variable.
having that as a part of the table itself.
Yeah, you can have it. It's dummy variable, but we don't consider it as a variable. It's a
So,
dummy
but if
variable.
it keeps
Can
changing,
the value of that
like,
serial number be considered as a case?
No, it won't. Serial number, we don't consider anything. It's something we
Not
create
even a case,
ourselves.
not even a variable.
Yeah, serial number
If
is
the
nothing.
things are uniquely defined along the row, then it is case.
Yeah. Here, which thing is uniquely identifying each row? It's the each roll number, right? 121 is identifying my first row. 256 is identifying my third row. So these are cases 121, 527, 256, 007, right?
Sir, do all have the structured data have units?
Do all structured data have units? Not necessarily, because your categorical data don't have units. Does roll number have any unit?
Okay.
Just name
Sir,
has any unit? No, right? Even though it's structured, it don't have unit.
Sir, I have one question. Does all structured data have cases?
All structured data have cases, yes. They do have.
If it is
in this
structured,
case,
then it must have cases.
Yeah, it must have cases, yeah.
sir, in this case, if roll number column is not there, then should we assume that names or each names are cases?
There would be something, right? There would be, see, cases are generally about which you are collecting the data. So it is, in most cases, it is unique. But if you go into some practical problems, real life problem, you might not find a case. So that's when you create a serial number. That's dummy variable to keep track of each row uniquely.
Then we should consider each serial number to be the cases.
Yeah, in the practical real life problem, when you are not able to uniquely identify, you create serial number and consider it.
But if all the names are unique, then we should consider each names to be cases. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean to say this serial number is not a variable, neither a variable nor a case, only in the statistical perspective, right?
Yeah, right. In practical problems, we do use it in a good, efficient way to
Sir,
solve
like roll
problems.
number, is it possible that roll number is like a variable also and a case also? So is it possible
Roll
that
number is a variable, but each roll number is a case.
Sir, if it's possible, there is a data set has no cases.
Yeah, it is possible. Suppose your data set has only name and marks, then there won't be any cases, right?
Okay,
In that
sir.
case, we can make a dummy variable and
Dummy variable.
assign
Yeah.
those as cases also.
Yeah, that's what you do to solve the practical problems.
But the dummy variable is a serial number, I think. So
Yeah.
then
But
under the
statistically, it
case,
is not considered as a variable.
okay, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
So please move to the next because the time is
Okay,
over.
I think you guys have mathematics sessions also, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. It is scheduled at 8.
Yeah, so those who have doubts till now, please ask. I think rest we can cover in the next session. Yeah.
Sir,
That will be our next session, sir.
Sir?
I have a doubt from activity question 1.3.
Activity first. I have a doubt.
Okay, in the
Guys,
first
where
topic,
have next session?
I have a doubt.
you guys are having session
Can't we
daily from
conclude
2 to
today?
4 and schedule session today and Tuesday also we have one session, right? 8 to 10.
Yes, sir.
Then also we can discuss.
Okay, activity.
Okay,
Sir,
is
having
there any?
cases is must to be structured data.
Yeah, it is a must thing, I think so. Yeah.
Question 5.
Yes, sir. Question 5.
Question
Question
5.
5 in this activity.
Okay, which of the following are example of unstructured data? Okay, which one do you think?
Sir, web pages,
Video file,
image file.
image file.
H file, right? I think these three are the only ones. Right?
Sir,
Web
does
pages,
all
image files,
numerical data have units?
yeah.
Why email address is
Email address you can put it, right? Email address your can be cases also, right? It can uniquely identify each row.
Sir,
Email
but
address and phone number, there's not a problem to put them in a
sir, why web
tabulated
page is
format.
unstructured?
Can you hear me?
Because web pages, you put a link, right? You click on that link and then you are referred to some other source to view it. You cannot view it in the table or tabulated format, right? Web pages, you just put a link of you can only put the link of web page. You click on it, you are referred to somewhere else to view it. You cannot store it in the proper tabulated format. That's why web pages and video files are, and image
According
files
to
also are
this,
unstructured.
the phone number is also a case, right? The values
Phone
of the phone
number
numbers, I mean.
can also be a case, possibly, yes.
Yes.
But it is possible to have
Sir, why
repetitive
not
phone
web
numbers.
pages links are cases?
No, even if that is the thing, even email address cannot be a case, right? Email address
Yeah.
can be duplicated
Yeah,
with
that's
a
what
different domain name.
yeah, that's not it is possible that two students are giving the same email ID of their parents, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying they can be cases sometime, but not generalize it to always. They can be.
Why are the links, sir? Why are the links of web pages cannot be
Because you
cases?
cannot store it in the tabulated form properly. You can only store the links, but to view it, you need to open it in a new tab, right?
Sir, but the web pages are unique web pages. Links of the web pages are unique, no?
But they are not giving me any information. I cannot even view it. How can I say it's unique? It is possible that both the links are referring me to the same page or something, right?
Okay.
According to this, answers are unstructured data is something that is not a variable and not a case also.
Unstructured data is something which you cannot put in a well organized tabulated format, like web pages, video files, and all. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please explain briefly about the discrete numerical and continuous numerical along with the ratio data and interval data? So how should we differentiate these things with a whole number
Yeah.
and also the fraction numbers?
Yeah, we will come to that also. Does anyone have doubt in the first two lectures for now?
Yes, sir. I have doubt in first activity, first question. Question number
Which?
4 and 6.
Okay, why? Okay, what do you think is what's your doubt mainly in this? Let's start with that.
So in this question, according to me, it should be descriptive now.
Why?
Sir, because we are not predicting and we are not coming to the conclusion on, we are not getting any conclusion from this data. We are just describing or just describe. Yeah, this data is just describing the fact now.
Okay, let me see. According to your news report, Facebook is partnering with external researchers to examine the impact of social network sites. Okay, to opt into the project to see how they behave on Instagram and users. Okay, so what's your main motive over here?
So the main motive is to get the fact that how they behave on Facebook and Instagram. What is the
Yeah,
impact of social networking site on the society?
of all the social media users, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many
So
are participating in
all
the
the users
study?
are the population now.
No. This is my sample, right? Only these many users are agreed to be
These are
part
the
of the
samples,
study.
and all the users on the Facebook and Instagram are the populations.
Population, right? So on the basis of them, I will, generalize the behavior of all the social media users on the basis of these many users, right?
So, sir, in question number 6, there also we are predicting, we are getting the data like AQI index and predicting where the city is, whether the city is polluted or not.
I have this data. I have this data, right?
Yes, sir.
I have the data.
And here
From the
all the
given
cities
data,
are the
I can
populations, and the major cities are the sampler here, right, sir?
all the major cities are population. I am in, okay.
All the cities are the populations.
No.
In India, population.
What's my interest over here? My interest is only the major cities in India. My interest
Yes,
is
these
not
are
in all
this
the
is the
cities.
sample, no?
No. This is my population. Okay. Consider it from this Central Pollution Control Board's perspective. What they are interested in? They're interested in all the major cities in India only, right?
It is population.
They are not interested in all the cities in India. Their main focus is only on the major cities in India. So that's the population for them.
So what's the sample here, sir?
We are not taking any sample here, right? I have my complete population data. They provided with the population data. If you are saying that all the cities in India, you can also say that all the cities in the world is a population. Why only India in that case? Like it's all depends on our interest. What's our interest? Our interest is only in the major cities of India. So that's the population for me, right?
No, sir. Just the fact that it was written that Central Pollution Control Board. So that I thought that also cities in India will be the population.
No. Central Pollution Control Boards by India. They considered it the whole world, right? But their interest is all the major cities in India. So what's their interest is their population.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
So instead of all the major cities, if they are given all cities, then this would be a
population and
inferential statistics, right?
Yeah, then that would be inferential. Yeah.
Sir, are all non-numerical datas are categorical data?
All non-numerical data. Yeah, the data would be either categorical or numerical. There is no in between. Okay. Anyone? Anything else? I think someone is
Yes,
trying
sir.
to.
I have a doubt
Yeah.
in interval and ratio parameters.
Interval and ratio.
Can I ask?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay,
Can I
I will.
ask?
Yeah. I will quickly do this interval ratio thing, but yeah, we will do it again in the next session as well because a lot of you have left for the math session. So yeah, just ask your doubts. We will do that today. Yeah.
No, we don't
In
have any
case
math session right now.
Most of you have. So just so they don't miss, I am just okay. I will take the doubts in the last lecture. Whoever asks, please.
So can you please
Sir, in case of absolute zero, is it important to consider the unit parameter while deciding a variable is interval or ratio? Then is it important to consider unit parameter?
What do you mean by unit parameter?
We can take an example that is age in years is 0.
Yeah.
So is it important to consider the age in year to decide about its scale of measurement? Because according to the year,
Yeah.
it comes under the ratio scale of measurement. But if we consider it in months, then it might be non-zero, right? So
Oh, no, not necessary. Okay, so that's again depends on your data. Okay, consider two data sets. Okay, this is your data set 1. This is your data set 2. Okay, suppose you are saying the way you are noting down ages is someone has not completed 1 year, it would be 0. Someone who has completed 1 year would be 1, 2, right? And suppose someone else is noting down data set, so he's saying 0.5 years, 0.67 years, 1.23 years. That's also possible to write, right?
yeah.
Depending on number of days. Okay. So what does absolute zero? Both are ratio scale, but what does absolute zero means? What does age of 0 years means? Or zero? What does age of 0 years, 0 month, or 0 days mean? It means the absence of age for that person, right? Like he or she is not born yet, something, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's the absolute zero thing.
Sir, what about only
Okay, sir.
years in the name of years?
What about
Sir,
only?
Yeah,
hello, sir.
suppose take only years 2012, 2022, like that.
Only year. You are saying 2012,
Yeah.
2009.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
that's a nominal data. You cannot even order them, right? You cannot say that year 2012 is greater than year 2009.
But we can do mathematical operations from it, right, sir? If they say how many, what is the age difference between one person and another person?
Okay, can you add these two?
No. So will that falls under ordinal data? I mean,
Nominal.
Okay.
nominal.
Nominal. I cannot even say that this year is greater than this year, right? All years are equivalent for someone. Right?
Sir, can you please explain the nominal data, means numerical data, discrete and continuous for fraction and whole numbers?
Yeah, we'll come to that. Is this absolute zero thing clear, first of all? Who was asking that? Age in years. Is this thing clear? Whoever was asking.
Sir, actually, if we have an interval scale, can we convert it into ratio?
Yeah, you can convert two interval scales into a ratio. Yeah, you can do that by subtracting.
I mean, we take one as the base and we'll compare it with others, right?
If you have two interval scales, you can subtract and make it a ratio. You can refer to the FAQ document in week 1 section. There we have a proper example of it to refer.
Sir, what about days of a month? I think
Okay,
that
we'll
would be numerical.
Days of a month. Okay,
Yeah.
so what values is it taking? Days of a month.
Day 1, day 2, like that.
That's also nominal, right? You cannot say that day 1 is greater than day 2.
No, sir. Day. Okay. Yeah. But we can do, I think, some mathematical operations over there.
Okay, is day 1 plus day 2 equal day 3?
No. Yeah.
No, right? So we cannot do it either.
Sir, what is the exact or main difference between discrete and continuous variables?
Yeah, discrete continuous, I think it's asked twice now. I will answer that thing. Okay, so discrete is something when you can, okay, suppose these, consider this to be a number line. Okay, if you can take only these possible values, this, and this, but you cannot take any in between value, it's discrete. It doesn't matter whether it's integer, fraction, or decimal. It's possible that you can take value 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1, 1.1, but you still cannot take any value between these two, right? 0.35 is not a possible value. So it is discrete. when you can take all the values in an interval, let's say 0.25 to 1. You can take all values. Think of any value between 0.25 to 1. You can take it as a possible value. Then that would be continuous. By any value, I mean even if you have 0.25111, it's also a possible values. 0.250009 something. Any possible values you can think of in between 0.25 to 1. If it can take, it is continuous. So by continuous, we mean it can take any value in that range. And by discrete, it will either take this value or this value. Like after this value, it will jump to this value directly. It will not take any other value. After this value, it can only jump to this value. In between values are not possible. Then it will jump here, then it will jump here. But in continuous, it's a complete road-like structure. You can stop and take any value wherever you like.
So, sir, then what kind of variable, what kind of variable of the cost of some, something, if you go to a shop?
Okay, yeah, let me answer that. So it also matters on your data. Okay, so consider 10 years back from now, 10 years back, like suppose you are in some 2000, okay? Remember we used to have 25 paisa coin, 50 paisa coin, and 75 paisa coin, right? And we don't have any UPI at that time, obviously, right? Okay, I don't know. The whiteboard stopped. Okay, yeah. Remember, so we don't used to have any UPI at that time also, right? So at that time, what all possible payments you can make? You can either make a payment of 0 rupees to a shop, right? 0.25 rupees, 0.50 rupees, and so on, right? But you cannot make any payment of 0.10 rupees because we used to have only 25 paisa, 50 paisa points and 1 rupee coin.
You cannot make payment, but the price which is sold in the product, it can be anything like
Yeah, price it can be anything. So it would be
10.75.
ratio. It would be ratio, right?
Sir, no, but I think that so sir, I'm talking about discrete or continuous.
Yeah, it would be
Then
continuous.
the cost.
Price can be, it can take any value from 0 to infinite, right?
0 to 100 only now. It can take 10.999.
No,
Can
it
go
can
up
take any
to
value.
10.99.
If you're talking about price, I can have it 120.1157. I can have it, right? If you look at the stock market, they have it a lot in decimals things they are playing. So you can have it, but we approximate it to decimal. That's different thing. But yeah, the possible, if you think about possibility, it can take any value within that interval.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir?
And then, sir, what
Sir,
about the scale of measurement? Ratio or the interval?
Can you repeat?
What about the scale of measurement of that thing? I mean, the cost.
Of price you are talking about?
Yeah, price.
What should be it according to you?
I think ratio.
Ratio, okay. Why ratio?
Because there is the meaning of absolute zero there.
Yeah. Zero price means there is no price at all, something, right?
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask that which type of variable will be the area of fields, like in acres and all?
That's, I think, graded assignment.
It will be a continuous variable, like it. We are,
Okay, did you understood this thing when it's discrete and when it's continuous?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just try to link it with that. I
Sir,
cannot discuss
sir.
graded assignment.
Sir,
That's something you need to think of.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, quantity of anything is a continuous or discrete?
Quantity of anything, it depends. If I talk about in liters, it can be continuous, right? I can have 1.1
Sir, if we talk
liters.
about weight,
Weight can also be continuous, right? It can take any value. I can have someone who is weighing 82.576 something kg.
sir, if
It
the thing
depends
is in
on the scale.
one side double side
Okay, let me move this guy first. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, suppose we are purchasing a product which price is mentioned as $11.5.
Yeah.
So if we purchase two products,
Yeah.
so then we won't be getting any price in between that. Like for two products, we will be paying $23.
It's like you have fixed 11.5 for one, right?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Shooting, can you please remove this guy? Yeah. Okay. So it's you are saying that the price of that thing is $11.5, right? But in general, if you
Yes, sir, it is
think
fixed.
you can have any possible value of a price for a product, we're not talking about I am purchasing two products or something. We are saying for a product, what all are possible values of prices? I can have any possible value, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why it's continuous. It can have any possible value in the range 0 to infinity, right?
So, sir, if we are discussing a price of that product at that time, will it be continuous or discrete?
Which thing? Price of?
Sir, only a particular product price we are considering. Then will it be discrete or continuous?
Okay, I'm not getting it clearly. Can you repeat it again?
So, like we are considering a price of a particular product, or saying one single product.
Yeah.
Then will it be continuous or discrete?
It will be continuous, right? It can have any price range from 0 to infinity. You can think of any number that could be the price for that product, right?
Okay, sir.
Depending on
Okay,
the
sir. I got it.
So can you give an example for discrete variable?
Discrete variable. Okay, for discrete variable, okay, the number of products you have purchased. It would either be 1 or 2. It cannot be 1.1 or 1.2, right? Or the number of balls batsmen have faced. It would be either 0, 1, 2. It cannot be 0.5 deliveries he have faced, right?
Okay. So quantity of the product will be discrete.
Quantity of a product can be continuous, but the number of products you have purchased would be discrete, right?
Okay.
Quantity can be measured in weight and liters, so it can
Weight and liters. Yeah. Okay.
Can you please come to activity question 1.4, question number 4?
Yeah. Is this discrete and continuous thing clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it is clear, but always we make mistakes, sir, with this continuous and discrete.
Okay,
By
that's
practice
an
only we
thing,
can get,
yeah.
I don't know. Thank
It's,
you, sir.
yeah.
Thank you very much for explaining it.
Okay, which activity question?
I have a doubt in activity 3.
Question number 4.
1.4, right?
So 1.3, sir, actually.
1.3, sir.
Okay, 1.3 question 4. Okay. What kind of variable is latitude?
1.4. Activity question 1.4. Question number 4.
1.3, second question.
Okay, just ask one by one. So, okay. Yeah, what should be the answer according to you? 5. Okay. What should be the answer according to you? Let's ask this question.
Sir, here it will be ordinal scale.
Scale. Okay, why?
Sir, because see,
You are
here
not
it is given like
audible.
rating is done from the scale of 1 to 5. So if rating will be there, then ordinal will be there. And here like it is a single correct. So one ordinal I can say, and another one
Okay.
ratio.
One thing, okay, I think 2-3 people have asked this question. Okay, one thing I would suggest you go through this resources from instructor, okay? And you will see this week 1 FAQ. Go here and just not this one. Give this a read. Give this question number 2 and question number 3 a read, and then we will discuss this question again. Okay. Have you read this document yet, anyone?
Yes, sir. I've read it, but it is not easy to understand.
It's not easy to understand. Okay.
Interval scale.
Where did you face difficulty in it?
Sir, interval scale and difference between interval and ratio scale.
Okay. Okay. See, here it is mentioned that ratings if it is an integer from 1 to 5, right? Like in our this question, activity 1.4. Here also, we are not saying if rating 1 means poor, rating 2 means average, rating 3 means good, rating 4 means excellent, something, right? It's an integer value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I can even add them. Suppose someone has given rating of 3, someone has given a rating of 5, I can say that it's combined rating of 8 over 10 for the two, right? So such things, additions and all, we can perform on these integer values. So that's why it's interval and not ordinal. But if I map it, let's say I map it that rating of 5 means excellent, rating of 4 means good, rating of 3 means average. In that case, it would become ordinal. But since it's taking an integer value and I can perform meaningful addition and subtraction, it is an interval scale of measurement.
But how
And if
can we add, sir? I am not getting how we can add a rating. Like I can't.
okay,
Well,
you
sir,
can
visualize
perform.
it.
Okay,
I'm
have
not
you
confused with
ever given a
would it,
rating on? Have you seen the rating on Play Store?
Yes, sir, yes.
Yes, right. So you have an option to rate from 1 star to 5 star, right?
Yes.
Consider it as integer values, rating of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You can add them all and find the average rating.
yes.
Yes, I can find the average of average rating.
Yeah. To find the average, you can add them, right?
Yes,
You are able to
that's what
perform
they do.
meaningful
That's
addition.
what they do. Yeah.
Since it doesn't have absolute 0, it's interval. But if it's from 0 to 5, in that case, it would become ratio scale as well. Keep that in mind.
But in rating,
We can do multiplication operation here.
You cannot do multiplication operation because you don't have absolute 0.
If it starts from 0, I mean,
yeah, if it starts from 0, then it becomes ratio scale. Then you can do anything you can think.
In that case, can you do multiplication operation here?
Yeah, in that case we can do. Okay, let me show you how.
And sir, how will
Yeah,
it be? I mean, how it's a numerical variable? Because the rating.
It's an integer, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an integer, but what is the meaning of rating? I mean, what is the?
Okay, let me show you the possibilities. Suppose these are your ratings, right? In this question, it can take integer values from 1 to 5, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have absolute 0, right?
Yeah.
Absolute 0 is missing over here. So it's now it would be either ordinal or interval, right? So can I find the average of ratings? Suppose I have 10 ratings from 10 people. Can I add them all and find the average?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it means
Yes,
addition is a meaningful operation over here, right?
Yes, sir.
If addition is meaningful, it means subtraction is also meaningful, right?
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So it is an interval. Now move to second case. Suppose it's again rating from 1 to 5, but this time I map it. Rating of 1 means bad. Rating of 2 means, let's say, something average. Rating of 3 means something. Rating of 4 means something. Rating of 5 means excellent. In that case, my ratings are no longer integer. These are labels. 2 means average. 5 means excellent. So now it becomes ordinal, right?
But sir, still we can find out the average now.
No, in that case, you cannot find the average.
How? Like we can use
Suppose
the same
someone is
thing.
rating a rating of 2, someone is given a rating of 5, right?
Okay.
2 means average, 5 means excellent. Can you add average plus excellent? What will you get?
Okay.
Right?
Now,
Sir, but in the integer case also the 5 rating is better than the 1 rating.
Yeah, it is better, but it don't have any label. These are numbers. I can add them, right? Obviously, it is better. Interval scale do have a property of ordinal scale as well.
So, sir, we can say
Can I
that
say
it's just
rating 4 is as double as rating 2?
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to now. Good point. Yeah. Okay, suppose your possible values are 1 to 5. Someone has given a rating of 2, someone has given a rating of 4. Can you say 4 is twice the rating of 2?
In this case,
No, sir. No, sir.
absolutely no, because
In this
there
case,
is
no. Okay, why
not
so?
0.
Let's say because it's starting from 1, right? 2, 3, 4. So how much distance you cover to go from 1 to 2? This much, right? To go till 4, how
Okay,
much
yeah,
distance you covered? This much. Can you say that this distance is twice the distance?
No, sir. Okay.
No,
That's
right?
wrong.
So we cannot say that someone who has given rating 4 is twice the rating of someone who has given 2-star, right?
Sir, what is the meaning of absolute 0 here? I mean, if someone doesn't like the product, then he will get
I'm adding that possibility
1.
now. Suppose now it can take any integer value 0 to 5. Someone has given rating of, okay, now these are your possible values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Someone who has given the rating of 2 means he has gone from this point to this point, right? Someone who has given rating of 4 means it has gone from this point to this point. So I can say that 4 is actually the 2 times 2, right? I can say that it's double now. But in that case, I cannot say. That's what absolute 0 plays role.
Okay.
You're getting this thing, right?
Hello, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I have doubt in the case one. Like means, can a tabular have two cases? Means in
It can
one
have
column
multiple
one, and can
cases.
we take column twos also?
Column names are variable.
Oh, no, row, sir, row.
No. It should be the same value of, like, all the values should be in the same column.
Yes.
Sir, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, I still have a confusion in discrete and continuous. I still cannot particularly identify.
Okay. Okay. Let's move to that. The number of products you have purchased. What possible values it can take?
Maybe
Either
1,
0
2.
products, one product, 2 product, and so on, right? Can it take the value of 0.5?
No, not
Okay.
until it is.
So it is either from 0 you are directly jumping to 1, right? You cannot take any
Yes.
in between value. From 1 you are jumping to 2, not any in between value, right? Okay, let's come to the weight of product you have purchased. What all possible values it can take?
It can take any.
Any values from 0 to infinity, right? Any value you
Yeah.
can think of. So it is continuous.
So there
So we
was a
can say that
particular question about latitudes. So will latitudes be continuous?
Yeah, latitude will also be continuous. It can take all the values. I don't know what's the range of this, but it can take all the possible values in that range.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So regarding latitude, so what kind of variable is it?
Numerical.
hello,
That's
sir.
why it's continuous, right?
So means discrete, okay, numerical, and this is
Your voice is having a lot of disturbance.
sorry, sir, ratio scheme or
It depends on the range. I need to check the range. I don't think it has absolute 0. So might not
Sir,
be ratio.
sir, I have a small doubt in cross-sectional time series.
Yeah.
Say if I took a stats of who bought an iPhone at the end of the year, I just mentioned that who bought iPhones in the end of the year. That's it. Will it be a cross-sectional or a time series, sir?
Okay. Who bought the iPhone at the end of an year?
Who bought who bought a book in a if I say who bought a book in a particular month, we can say it is a cross-sectional area because we are considering it at a specific time period. When we say just at an end of the year, we are not actually saying at what from where to where, right?
Okay, that's something you need to think about. It's a question from grade assignment, right? That's what you need to think. You are clear with the concept, but actually time series.
Can you please explain the concept of time series and cross-sectional?
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for taking survey, so one person want to take a milk factory means for standard MRP rate. So if it is a car or something biscuit, they has a standard MRP for all over India, right? So for milk, it's a different. For one state and another state, there's a difference for the milk cost, right? Right. So
yes.
So for how to find the average cost of this? For the milk factory, so how he had to see the average of the milk cost from each state. That's one question, and the another is how this is not a standard value, right? So for each state, each cost is there. So it's not a standard cost for the milk, right? So these all in what category it all belongs that. For MRP standard rate and not a standard rate.
Okay, see, MRP, if I talk about in general, but is the MRP of milk. It can be any value from 0 to infinite, right?
Yes.
Depending on different states and something. So that's the continuous numerical value, right? And if you're talking about how to compute average for that, that's something we will study in week 3. We will discuss then how to take all this different pricing in different states into account. Okay.
So can we ask questions related to week tutorials?
Yeah, you can ask.
So I had a problem in number formatting. When we added the currency to the numbers, like Indian rupee.
Which tutorial is it? This one.
So it's, I think, 4 or 3. No, it's 3.
Okay. Okay, what thing you were trying this trouble?
So for example, in terms of interest that one has to pay for a loan.
Yeah.
So we started with like 50.
Okay.
And that is the same rate of interest for every month. So we kind of dragged it down.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we
now
can
we
drag it
wanted, so now we wanted to add the currency to it, like Indian rupees. So we formatted it, number formatting.
Yeah, format, number, and then you can have currency, financial, and all that you have, right?
Yeah. So when we apply it, it is only applied to those cells. How can we extend it to, maybe for an example, the entire spreadsheet?
Entire spreadsheet. Okay, just select your if you click here, your complete spreadsheet is selected.
Okay.
If you format it, everything will be formatted. If you want all the values in this column, just select this column and format it. All the values in this column will be converted.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Please
I have a
explain
doubt
time
in
series and
this.
cross-sectional
Hello,
data.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can
Sir,
you
I
please
have
explain?
I have a doubt
Series
in
data.
this Excel.
Okay.
Sir, so what is the difference between $2 and $G1? Like why we are putting $2 to just
$1
lock a
fix
cell?
the rows and $1 fix the column. So that's where.
Okay.
Okay, just one more last doubt before we wrap up today's session.
Sir, time series data and cross-sectional data, sir, can you please explain?
Time series and cross-section. Okay, so time series data is whenever we are measuring the same thing over different period of time, right? If I say this one.
Sir, is a date categorical data or numerical data?
Categorical.
Doubt in second question.
Sir, also tell us how to differentiate between a cross-sectional data and a time series data, sir. I mean, without the point of time period. Is there any other factor that affects that tells us
It's
the
time
difference
series
between
data,
the
right? Time will definitely play a role in that. Okay, suppose we have this. Let me just make an example. Suppose you are measuring temperature of a room at regular interval of time. You did it at 9 a.m. Then you are doing it at 9:30 a.m. Then you are doing it 10 a.m. So after every 30 minutes, you are noting down the temperature of the same room, right? So that's something, if you're noting down the same thing again and again at regular interval of time, it's time series data. Okay. But suppose you have 5 different rooms and at a fixed time, let's say 10 a.m., you are measuring the temperature of all the 5 rooms. That's cross-sectional data. We are measuring different things at the same time. That's cross-section. But when you are not observing same thing at regular interval of time, that's time series. Okay.
Sir, if we say that, sir, hello, sir.
Yeah.
If we say the past 5 days has an average temperature of 28 degrees Celsius, is it considered as a cross-sectional data? Because I'm not telling about individual
Average
days,
is
right?
not to be linked with time series cross-sectional. Cross-sectional is you are observing different things at the same point of time. Time series is you are observing same thing at different periods of time. That's all.
Sir, we can do mathematical operations with date also, like adding some day or subtracting some day. So how can we
Good,
say
but it's
that?
not meaningful. Okay, add 31st October and 31st August. What would it give you?
We can add 10 days or subtract 10 days from that data.
You are not saying days, you are saying dates. So
Yeah,
you
and
need to add and subtract 2 dates only. Plus 31st August plus 31st October makes sense.
The number of days is a numerical variable, but
Yeah,
the
number of
days
days
are
are
categorical.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding office hours. What is this manage about?
Okay, office hours, it's updated in your calendar every Monday to Friday, 2 to 4. You can join and ask your doubts like you did today. But those won't be live streamed on YouTube like these sessions. That's all. Okay.
sir, that is not scheduled in our calendar.
It will be scheduled. I think it is scheduled in. Okay, we will look into it. You will get some information about it, but it's scheduled.
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, I
could
didn't
you explain the
understand
practice
when.
assignments? Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So I have a few doubts in practice assignment, the 12, 13, and 14 questions. I mean, they gave a series. Wait, sir, I'm just looking.
Practice assignment.
Yes, sir.
I have a doubt.
1.2, right?
Yes, sir.
12, 13,
No,
and 14. Okay. Then which one?
Sir, they are not able.
12, 13.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have a doubt in activity
Yes,
3.
sir.
Doubt in
Activity 3, second question.
activity 3, second question. Okay. What should be the answer according to you? Can you add any of these?
Sir,
Can you
I have
perform mathematical operation on it?
Option A.
Option A, why?
Sir, because we are placing it in the category and we can't do any numerical operation on it.
Yeah, we cannot perform any meaningful mathematical operation, right? We cannot add less
Yes,
plus.
sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
The practice assignment 1.2.
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Which question?
12th and 12, 13 and 14. Sir, I don't know how they took. Okay, I got the 12th question now. You cleared what is the case and observation. So why does it become descriptive, sir? 13th question.
Descriptive. Okay.
Yeah. If all the residents of the locality participated in the survey, what statistical analysis will be done?
Okay, the head of locality conducted a survey in her locality. According to the survey, 59% of this, 41% of this. Okay. It is descriptive, right? She collected the data of all the persons in that locality and on the basis of that made to summarize that data.
But the data was actually the data was telling that what people are, what residents are considering that COVID-19 is a serious issue. It is
Yeah.
if a random person comes into that locality, what is the chance of there will always be a chance, right? If we
No,
can,
no,
if he
no.
goes into the
It's
59%.
but what she did is suppose there are 100 persons in her locality. Okay. She asked all those 100 students, and of those, 59 considered it a serious disease and 41 considered it as normal flu.
Normal.
So that's what you are describing, right? You are not
Yes,
making
sir.
any conclusions or something. You are describing that in my locality, 59% of persons thinks this, 41% have this.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, practice assignment 1.1 second question.
I have a
1.1 we
doubt, sir.
all
I have
have.
a practice
Yeah.
assignment 1.2.
Practice assignment 1.1 second one.
In this
So
assignment, you had doubt. I think someone
yeah,
was
sir,
asking.
there is a problem in a 19. Sir, do it down, sir.
19th,
Yeah.
okay.
This yeah, sir, this one.
Okay, which option?
So
Okay,
like
that's one.
cost units, that's making problems, sir.
Okay, Cadbury's, Dairy Milk, Silk, Cello, Fine Group, and Shimla apples are cases observations. Okay, so are these cases? Are these three cases?
So yes,
Sir,
their
could you
cases
tell us
option is
how?
correct.
Yes, because they are uniquely identifying the rows, right?
Yes.
Okay, coming to next. Cost per unit, units and total cost are continuous numerical variable.
But
Cost
units
per
are
unit,
discrete.
yeah. Cost per
Unit is
unit, it can take any value from 0 to infinity, right? Number of units,
Actually,
it
they
can
have
either
said
be
that,
one,
sir.
it will
Cost per
either
unit
be
is a.
cost per unit is, it can be anything, right? Cost per unit means cost of any unit.
Yeah, it can be. It is continuous, sir.
It can take any
Cost
value from 0 to infinity, right?
Yes.
But number of
They
unit, it
already
would
mentioned
either
in the
be
questions
one.
that cost per unit is a continuous variable.
Okay. Number of unit, it would either be 1 or 2, but it cannot be 1.5 units, 1.6 units, right? So it is discrete.
Oh, yeah.
So your option 2 becomes wrong. Okay, option 3 is correct. We just saw that total cost. Yeah, it can also be continuous. Total cost can take any value from 0 to infinity again, right? Suppose you something cost 5.1 rupees and you have purchased 2 of it, so it would be 10.2. It can take any value from 0 to infinity again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next, cost per unit and units are continuous. No, these are not. Is this time series or cross-sectional data?
Sir, cross-sectional, sir, because while taking the observation, the time
It's
series will
At the
also.
same time, right? Yeah, so it is cross-sectional. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
1.1 question number 3.
1.1, we all have different questions. You need to tell me your question. Every time you refresh
Third question.
1.1, you will get a new set of questions.
Okay, wait, I'll just.
So that's
Which of the following variables have ratio scale of measurement? Temperature
what
in
are the
Kelvin, temperature in centigrade.
Okay. You tell me which temperature in Kelvin ratio scale.
Sir, I have problem in temperature in centigrade. If
Okay.
0 degrees Celsius, why we can't have it as a ratio scale of measurement?
It don't have absolute 0. It can take negative
Yes,
values, right?
Yes, sir.
It can take negative values, right?
Yes.
Can take negative values. Okay.
Okay. One thing you have you seen this live session? In week 1, you need to a bit do a zoom out. There you have this timestamps. So interval and ratio scale, you can go to timestamp 6 minute 31 second and get it. There we have discussed the absolute zero thing.
Okay.
These
Okay.
timestamps you can refer. Okay.
Okay.
You have it this
Could you
complete
please
list.
explain why date is categorical?
Why date is categorical? Okay. Can you add 2 dates?
Yes, if they're in numerical form.
Let's say, can you add 31st August and 31st October?
No.
Okay, so what if I take it as 31/05/2004 and then I add it? Like it's numerical.
Is it something coming out to be meaningful? Like, is sum of 2 dates equal to this date? Does that mean that these 2 dates are that if I add
Okay.
these 2 dates, it's equivalent to that date? You're
Oh,
getting
no.
the point, right? It's not meaningful.
Right. So it would be ordinal.
Yeah. Not ordinal, nominal. I cannot say that this date is greater than this date.
Oh, wouldn't it be greater like in terms of later in the year?
No, but it's not meaningful to say that this day is greater
Okay.
than this date, right? We can arrange it, but it's something we do it for our convenience. But statistically, we cannot say that this is greater than this.
Okay, so safely nominal.
Nominal, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, so shall we wrap up for today? I think it's 3 hours long session.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Isn't
Thank
it
you,
1
sir,
hour
for clearing
extra
the doubts,
time?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Good night.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.